Police officer named Winkleman of the Elizabeth Police?
Was the one policeman to testify for me, sir?
Yes. He alibied you, didn't he?
I beg your pardon?
Did you ever get any money from Costello?
No.
And did you ever get any money from Meyer Lansky?
I never got money from any of those fellas.
None of those
None
fellas?
of those fellas. None of these that I've been reading about, or none that I knew. They never gave me anything.
None of the Fichettes?
No.
You
I
think-
don't even speak to the... I mean, I met that Charlie once or twice. I don't even talk to him.
You don't like him?
No.
There wasn't a conversation between all of them. There was a conversation between Costello and me. When you...
Night Court with Joe LaNew live on X.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Night Court with Joe LaNew. This is our Night Court Friday show, which is a video stream only. But we are taking questions and comments through the comments sections on both X and YouTube. So I want to introduce our panel tonight. We're going to watch some police videos, got them loaded up, ready to go. We've got our panel of law enforcement, legal minds, and civilians to take a look at this. And we've got a couple of them running late. It's not unusual for Friday night, but let me get some folks moved around here so I don't confuse a police officer with a lawyer. That would be a horrible thing. And we just don't want to do that. There we go. We got Jason. Jason is a current law enforcement officer out of the state of Minnesota. He will fill in on the law enforcement as a law enforcement member of the panel. Myself, I'm former law enforcement. I kind of lean towards the law enforcement panel side. And we'll have John Cox out of North Carolina, who is a former law enforcement officer out of North Carolina. He'll be with us soon. For legal minds, we've got Joe from Ohio. She has a degree in law, and I believe she even has passed a bar exam once or twice in her life. And we've got Blue Montauk from the communist Eastern Seaboard, but she also is a legal mind. She has passed a bar or knows exactly how to do that. And of course, on our civilian guys, you got for tonight, we're going to have our Big Ron, Bruce Wayne, and Vet LT3. Most of you are probably going to know that or know of them as my co-host on the Night Court show. And a little programming note: when we're done with this show, as usual, we will still do the after party show and get into discussions. We can talk about videos, or we can even change the discussion at that point. But we will be doing an X space tonight after this show. Anybody that's listening that's new to that, hasn't experienced it before, shoot me a follow, or any of my co-hosts or any of my panel members here a follow as well, and shoot me a DM and let me know you want a direct invite, and I'll get you a direct invite after the show's over. Usually kicks off about 10 minutes after the stream goes down. Give us a chance to stretch our legs and get something to drink. But there's the introduction on the panel. Anybody wants to say anything? Say a happy Friday to anyone. Jason?
Happy Friday, everybody.
Way to ad-lib there. Good job.
Well, you brought it up, so I said it.
Blue Montauk. Okay, we're going to get to our first video. The first video pretty much speaks for itself. I'm not going to have a lot of background information on it, but I don't think I need a lot of background information on it. There's going to be plenty to talk about. But this is a Florida man and a dog.
1099, I got one running from me. It's eastbound on to white vanity plate of SU.
Florida man and dog.
Hold on, start EMS for me, please.
Shut up! Shut your mouth! Good boy. You good? Good. What's up? Good. 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 It's not good. You got good. You got good. You got good. You good? Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Oh. Good boy.
Get ready to hit third time.
Look, come on. Right here, right here, right here. Right here. Put your feet. Put your feet. You got anything on you that's going to poke me, stick me, or hurt me? Yes or no? No? No, let's sit in the car. Come on. Won't you sit, turn around, sit your butt first. Sit your butt down, right there. Go ahead, kick in there. Come on, get it. Yeah, we're going to check your arm. Get up in there.
On the way to check you out,
I understand your arm. It hurts. Get up in there. Say what? Work out EMS can come check you out.
You need water right this moment? I got water if you want it, but we got EMS for what?
You can't sit down on it?
Hey, Mike, you go.
I understand that.
You've seen everything that's telling on the video. You can see it's just more crying and them trying to work him, getting him in the car. Let's let it go from there. There's your information. Okay, panel. You know what? I want to go to the civilians first, and I want to go to. I hope we've got some comments. I want to get the comments first this time. We've got Erath, who says, "Did I just see a cop car hit another cop car, and the police dog latch onto another cop?" Vet, is that what he saw in the video? And by the way, welcome, Erath. Glad you're with us, my friend. But Vet, are you on mute? Can anyone hear me?
No, I hear you, man.
All right, my friend. Go ahead. Answer that question for him. Is that what he saw? Did he see a cop car hit another cop car, and then the police dog latch on to another cop? Did he see those two events?
Yes, though that is two events that happened. That was literally what popped into my head. I had two questions. One, are you to my officers out there? When you release a dog, shouldn't he have waited to the? I mean, obviously, I can't tell because I'm not the officer. Maybe a little bit closer. Maybe give the dog a more visual of who to go after. Because
I tell you what,
maybe that'd been helpful.
This might be too much of an ask for me to just say, "Hey, tell me about that video," because there's a lot going on in that video, right? So let's break it down. Let's break it down first. Let's go with the vehicle pursuit first. Any issues with the vehicle pursuit?
I know.
And if anybody wants to kind of a long video, you want me to go back and play it again, we'll turn the volume down where we can talk over it. But if you want to like explain something, let me know. I can put it back up.
No, I mean, I know some states when you get over a certain speed, they want the officers to call it off unless it's a violent felon stop or something like that. But I mean, I didn't see it problem with it. The roads weren't that crowded. It was pretty much low traffic.
Okay, so no issues with the vehicle pursuit. So when the vehicle pursuit at 1050s, it crashes out. The bad guy goes on the foot. He takes off running. So what about the foot pursuit? How was the foot pursuit?
That was dangerous for everyone because you're running right into another lane of traffic. Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Okay,
got no problem.
let me back it up because we want to get to all of our videos tonight, and we've got our friend James with us in the studio. Let me bring you to the stage, my friend. We got a lot of videos to get to, so I don't want to get stuck on that. We can get stuck on this one. We could probably talk the whole entire show about this one video. I'll be quite honest with you, but give me overall. Did some cops have anything to worry about their job, or was that's just a day at the office?
Day at the office, and the dog needs to go get retrained. That's about it. That's all I got for you right there.
So you think the dog needs some attention?
It needs a little bit more love, man, because when at the end, when he was running around in circles, it just, I think he needs to be retrained. That's all.
Yeah, I've got a suggestion for that dog as well. James, I don't know if you were watching on the outside, and did you catch the video? Can you make a comment on it?
I actually watched the video before, so I can absolutely make a comment on it.
All right.
Pure comedy gold.
And without a doubt. But do you think any police officers should have to worry about their jobs, or was it just a day at the office?
Nah, bad day at the office. A little bit of training, they're fine.
Okay, we're working around the civilians 100% so far. Bruce Wayne.
Pretty well. It was funny, and no bill for any of the cops.
Okay. Big Ron, 100% on civilians. Back in the blue tonight.
So I saw the civilian try to cut the car up, which caused an accident. And he had he gave the cops a good slip there, trying to cut through the median. The dogs, I know we've talked about it in prior shows about them getting confused, and I think that happened in both these situations where the dog went after their police officer, and then at the end the dog went after another police officer. I honestly thought that the suspect got smacked by that semi, if you want to know the truth. So I think it, from what I see, it was good chase, good arrest, with the exception at the end where the dog attacked the suspect after he was already in cuffs. So I think that may be the only situation, but yeah, good run.
Okay, so the only issue we have with use of force is maybe the dog got a bite when he shouldn't have had one, or maybe stayed on one too long.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Okay. Evrath says now there could be some mitigating circumstances on the police dog side. He said unless it was the dog's car that got hit and he latched onto the driver that hit the vehicle who hit him, he said then that's perfectly understandable. So that dog got out there and was like, "Yo, dude, what's up with your driving? You're messing up my G." And he gives him a physical message. So Evrath's got a point that could be okay. You know what? I'm gonna go to you first, Blue. What's your overall take on this? Yeah, this is the part where you guys talk. Did we lose her? All right, let's go to Joe. What's your overall take on this, Joe?
You know what I'm gonna say. The dog was right at all times. Maybe that other cop was just a bad cop, and the dog knows it, and he's like, "Now I'm gonna take one up, bite out real quick, so I can get away with it." I don't think the dog did anything wrong, and him running around was just him excited. He seemed like he might be kind of young, or she might be kind of young. The only thing I felt bad about was the second dog didn't get to play too, and that dog looked very sad, and that made me upset. But yeah, I don't think there was a problem with the dog at all. And maybe they just need to attack cops sometimes. He can get away with it. Let him do it. I mean, no, it's exactly what I mean. Everything else was fine. Other than the cops don't know how to drive.
No bill in the dog's job is safe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Blue, are you back with us? If you're talking, you're still muted. If not, I'm going to go to Jason. That counselor that argument.
Yes, sorry. I left the room for a few minutes. I'm back.
Okay. what's your overall opinion of the entire use of force situation? Police officers have a job to worry about, or some criminal action to worry about, or are they good to go? That's just another day at the office for the Florida State Troopers.
I think they do have to worry about it. I don't think they need to receive complete immunity. I don't think that's okay. I think they do need to worry. You know.
Well, I mean, in the actions that you saw in the police chase, let's say that's evidence at a grand jury, even, or maybe it's evidence for some
Yeah, absolutely.
policy violations where they could just be dismissed or lose rank or be punished for their actions.
Absolutely. I don't think it's okay
Well, give me one.
assume that a police officer can just receive immunity just because he's a police officer. That's not okay.
But you're missing the entire point. This is not about qualified immunity. We're not talking qualified immunity. We're trying to make a judgment on the use of force that these officers used in the segment that we watched. Do you think, did you see any criminal acts, or do you think that's the law enforcement used appropriate force for the situation they were in?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know. I don't feel that I can pass judgment on that.
But it makes you feel a certain kind of way. You feel like it's not right.
It makes me feel a certain kind of way that it's not right. That they didn't kind of do it. Yeah, right. Exactly. It makes me feel nauseous, honestly.
Okay. So I'm going to take that as a negative, and if that there were any actual infractions of the law, then you would be okay with them being prosecuted to the full extent of the law because if that's your opinion of the event. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Exactly.
Jason, don't go all over the place, Jason, but let's break it down from the pursuit in chronological order as things went. But what's your opinion?
So as far as the pursuit goes, it depends what they were chasing before. If this is a person crime felony level,
we're going to assume it's a violent felony because they wanted him. They pulled out the stops to get him. So look, we're going to assume that this is a violent felony. I didn't look it up honestly because it doesn't matter. But okay, so from the pursuit.
If that's the case, then the pursuit's fine. Once the car spins out, these cops need to take a breath. I mean, it became kind of a shit show, to be honest with you. Everybody was jacked up and the dog was jacked up, and I don't think they did anything wrong. I just think it could have been more controlled. A lot of emotion, obviously. If you see a squad car passing other squad cars in a pursuit, that cop's jacked up.
Okay, well, we got it on the screen. You see anything, just kind of call it out.
So yeah, that guy is on a mission. He's passing other squads in the pursuit. He wants this guy.
So Jason, these guys have gone full cowboy. There is no government. Everybody's going to get the hell out of the way. The law is those four wheels they're driving right now.
Yeah, if there's a supervisor in this pursuit, I think I would be calling that first guy off, and then this is a moving roadblock.
Yes, there it is.
Didn't work too well.
Yeah, when the failed active.
They should have 3 squad cars across all 3 lanes.
What do you think about spike strips?
They're effective sometimes, and they're effective. I mean, it's kind of a luck of the draw where you place them, and I've seen more squad cars get their tire spikes than suspects, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, you'll have that.
There's an interesting device I want more police departments to use for spike strips. It's basically a box. You press a button and it launches the spikes out there. You press another button and it pulls it back in.
Well, interesting about spike trips, there's been cops that have lost their hands because they hold onto the string and a prod gets stuck in the tire. They've caused some damage to officers over the years too. I'll
be honest with you, the drag strips I'm not a big fan of because you're right, man. you got to really trust the dude putting them out there, or because you don't have a chance. By the time you see it, you don't have a chance to really avoid it if he's got it set up in the wrong lane. I've seen that happen. Okay, now we've got us 10:50 here. We're wrecked out. This no longer a vehicle pursuit. It's just turned into a foot pursuit. See the suspect running there?
I like the cop clearing the car. I
That's
don't
right, clearing it.
That's actually funny.
Now, hang on. Erath's got some mitigating circumstances. He thinks that might be in the dog's car that gets hit here in the next sequence you see. And he gets out. He's like, what the F are you doing, dude? So the dog was in the one in the front. And that guy driving was in the back, evidently. That's why he got bit. That's Erath's. I love this part. I love it.
These guys are jacked up.
Did you see the door open? He almost run his partner over backing up trying to get out of there so quick.
So Florida man applies to cops too?
It was a man in Florida. Hang on, look here. Now, did the diesel hit him or did the vehicle hit him? I think the vehicle hit him, Jason. Did you see it? Or was he just falling and he was close?
The only thing that would make this better
I've seen
is
this before. Music. Nothing hit him. He was very close.
And what I meant was the Florida man attitude and the Florida man mystique that applies to Florida cops too.
No, I just make it a joke because Ron lives in Florida.
I was being serious.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't read
the stuff the cops did. That was kind of Florida man stuff.
Okay. Now the dog's got a bite. See, dog's on him. Let me unmute it because you're gonna hear a good boy here.
You good? You good? What's up? Good? It's not good. It's not good. You got bit. You got bit. You got bit. You good?
Good boy.
Goodest of boys.
Okay, so Jason, do you see any officers in there that might have to be concerned about their job, or is this one of those things where we get back to some training and what do you do with the dog?
Are you asking me? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm asking you. I know you well enough that you're a police supervisor. So I mean, if this happened and if this was your department, most likely you would be watching that video, and would you address anything in it, or would you be like another day at the office?
I wouldn't know. It's not another that dog failed horribly. Actually, the dog didn't fail. The handler failed. I believe we probably would have sent both of them back for further training. When the suspect was running away and the dog just ran by the guy, I don't ever fault the dog. I fault the handler. And there was another dog on scene too. After the dog bit the cop, I probably would put the dog back in the car.
Okay, you know what? I don't disagree with anything that you just said there. I think these guys were drove up. We call it cowboy mode, and cowboy mode is not a great mode for a bunch of police officers to be in. Don't know what they were chasing the guy for. I'm going to assume it was for a violent felony because, like I say, they were pulling out all the stops to get him. He gets out and gets on foot. Dog, and I'll tell you, Erath, whether he hit that other police car or not, and that dog was partial to that the kennel in the back of that. Latching onto a police is pretty bad news, and he was on him. He got the slung. That was a good bite. You know that hurt pretty good. That dude did need he needed some medical care after that bite. But then the best part is he runs past the suspect. He's chasing the suspect now. And he runs past the suspect. He acts like he's chasing a ball around there until I guess the end. The handler calls him over, and he comes over and bites the guy after the cops are holding him, which is kind of crappy. No, if that had been in my dog program, that'd be the last time that dog was seen on police video, unless he was a criminal. And I think the handler would have had to go as well. That's far outside the lines.
The handler was actually rewarding the dog. I picked up on that. He was saying, good boy, when he got 6 cops on him and the dog's got his arm.
Yeah. Well, he said, good boy, about 30 seconds after the conversation. They're talking about the other officer needing medical care because the dog bit him. And then he goes, good boy. Yeah, no, that dog wouldn't. That dog would be fired, and I think the canine officer would go back to patrol. I don't know if they can fire the guy, but I don't know if they give him another dog. It's a lot of money to waste. Okay, that's that one. Now we're gonna go to Ohio since we want to talk some shit about Florida. Let's talk about Oh Me Ohio. This is a good one.
Here he comes. Watch out.
605 to resolve. Turn around, get your car.
Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Get out of the car! 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 Watch out! Watch crossfire!
Stop the car! 605 to those officers.
Stop the car!
Turn around and get your car. Go away. 605 shots fired. Now an officer ran over. 10-3, 10-3. Ran over by the car. Shots have been fired.
I copy 10-3. Officer ran over. Shots fired.
Advise Worthington. Advise Channel 4. We're going to need some intersection shut down.
I copy.
S18, I need a medic, please.
Okay, are you guys on the BP lot?
Yeah.
Rear lot. Shut down.
Block this whole thing off.
Where's the suspect?
He's that way. Block this whole thing off.
Do we have the suspect?
He fled.
In what?
In the blue Toyota Corolla,
Does
man.
anybody have eyes on the vehicle?
He got away?
Yeah.
One of the sergeants here is saying he fled eastbound in the blue Corolla.
We gotta block this whole thing.
Get down on the ground, lay down, put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
That's a little cowboy stuff right there at the end. Clearing leather before your motorcycle stops.
I didn't know anyone still used sidecars. It's pretty retro.
They gotta have somewhere to put them if they arrest them.
Okay. I want to go to James on this one first. And guys, remember we got a bunch of these to go to. I want you to think of this. You're on a grand jury. Make a decision whether the state's going to get involved and put somebody in jail or you're going to fire somebody. You know, the retraining. Let's keep all that kind of down to the minimum and kind of would have dones. Look at it like you're sitting on a grand jury. Let's get a decision, go through these, and let's get to these videos because there's quite a bit. And I don't mean when I talk about them, but let's don't dig into them too deep. Let's get to our points and move on. And James, you're first up, sir.
Well, that was a lot of interesting. I don't think I would indict any of the officers involved here, especially not the guy who got struck. That was some damn fine shooting.
Just lost James. At least I just see a loading wheel.
I've got James actually. And does anybody else not have James?
No, I can hear him.
Okay.
I can hear him.
So, do you think good actions by the police officer? If you had to make a decision whether it was justifiable use of deadly force, then you would say yes, it was that he reacted to the situation he was in.
Absolutely.
Okay. Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, definitely. The guy hit him with the car, so that's use of deadly force, and the cop responded with like force. I'm just shocked the guy was able to drive away after that.
Yeah, it was a she, by the way. and I don't know if you read it, but she survived her wounds. Of course, she's got some issues to deal with. But Vet, what's your opinion on it? 100% on the civilian side, the back in blue again.
I'm with you on the end of him not stopping his motorcycle before pulling out his pistol. That and aren't police officers trained not to step in front of a vehicle? Like, I understand the cops or the car's not supposed to move, but I mean, yeah, like, don't get in front of a vehicle that somebody's trying to get away from. But it's all good. Everything's good. Maybe a reprimand for the officer at the end for, clearing leather before coming to a complete stop. But I like how the officer was like, took charge, was like, watch crossfire. And, he took command of that and making sure nothing crazy happened. But yeah, all in all, it's all good.
Okay. I'll be honest with you. I just tip my hat to that man if I watched that video and he cleared leather like that, kept his bike going. Suspect at bay, parks it, put the kickstand down, and gets out and makes the arrest. I'd give that guy kudos.
Definitely a movie.
I would recommend him for. You got clear leather. You got clear leather, man. That's when it happens. When it happens. Big Ron.
That was wild. Yeah, no bill, good shoot. Honestly, I thought he was shooting kind of low, but from what it said in the post screen was that she was recovering. So I thought that maybe the shots were low. It was more into the dash than it was into her. But yeah, good shoot.
Good deal, Lawyer Joe.
I thought he was shooting like into the end. It almost looked like he was shooting down into the engine. Maybe I didn't have the best angle, but I was like, because I saw some ricochets.
Guys, when you look into this body worn camera, don't look at it like you're in the officer's eye level, because you're not. You're down.
That's true.
At his neckline or his breast, even depending on where they're wearing it. Some will wear them on the shoulder, so you got to keep in mind where that camera's at and not look at it, because then it looks misleading. No, the guy was right in the windshield. He was probably putting every one of those bullets in her lap.
Okay, then that makes a lot more sense to me, because I'm like, why the hell would he? Okay, but yeah, I didn't see any problem with that. I kind of almost felt bad for the cop that got like picked up because the other cop was being an idiot.
So these are your people down there. This is Ohio.
I know.
Woman.
Oh no, that's Columbus. That is completely different from where I live. But
that's not Columbus, Ohio, though.
That is Columbus, Ohio.
Okay, just want to make sure we're in the same
Columbus,
state.
Ohio. It's
they're enforcing the same laws that your law enforcement officers do. Okay.
But I was just surprised there was a motorcycle cop in February. That's just weird. You don't see that around here because it's normally really cold. But that's
everything that went on there in that video. That's your biggest thing. Is like, I'm surprised that it went a little chilly for the motorcycle cop. Is that's your assessment?
Yes, it's
okay.
Completely my assessment.
Jason, what's your breakdown? And guys, you know what? Remind me. We can run these videos back and we can kind of watch it. That way, maybe something refresh your memory too. That's on me. I can mute them and we can talk. Let's do this. Let's do that.
Should I go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Short and sweet. Number one, I'm not sure why they didn't use their vehicles rather than stop sticks, and I'm just being a little critical here. And then once that vehicle starts revving its engine and moving around in a manner like that, that becomes a deadly weapon, and deadly force is authorized. I actually, when I saw that, I actually inside got a little upset that this guy would hit a cop, and that cop is like Spider-Man. How he did not get hurt is amazing. But right here, I would have been throwing rounds through that windshield. They were more than justified. And then I'm going to give kudos to the motorcycle cop. I had no problem with how he stopped that car.
Yeah, I got nothing bad to say about the motorcycle cop. I think that dude was, like I said, cowboy in a good way. Cowboy's not always bad. And it's on the screen. This is the officer that gets hit. Yes, the camera's probably at the guy's right in the middle of his chest, so it looks like.
Yeah, now that I rewatched that, it looked like those shots were definitely a lot higher on the windows. They were. Originally I thought they were low in the dash, but no, those were right below the upper frame. So yeah, they were straight into her chest. And I do have to give the cop kudos on his dismount.
Yeah, the motorcycle cop. Yeah, I'll tell you honestly, you don't see motorcycle. I'm not saying motorcycle cops don't do it, but they don't rest. What are they going to? I mean, they'll do traffic ticket type of arrest, but they're not like that. They're specifically to run traffic, so you don't see a lot of that. Jason, what about the situation of creating an exigent circumstances? I mean, we can't create it. Do you not think that he had the opportunity to get out of the way and the person didn't veer towards them? That doesn't concern you with some legal issues?
No. So if you go right here, the minute that car starts coming forward at him, he's, in my opinion, he's justified to use deadly force. He could have got a couple rounds off. Once that car started coming at him, that's a 2,000-pound bullet coming at you. And if you can't move, that tells me this guy's or gal's intentions right now are to cause harm. And as soon as this car, like, boom, boom, boom. Sorry, I'm thinking out loud. But no, there's definitely exigent circumstances, not only for the officers, but the rest of the public safety at this point, because this person obviously doesn't care about human life.
I think you can make a case for it, but I do think if I was the officer, if I was one of those officers there, I think I would have it'd be in the back of my mind that a grand jury could say that, the vehicle didn't veer toward, like, in other words, he didn't step out of the way, and the vehicle's like she's steering the vehicle at him. He walks into her path. I know in Texas, you got to be a little careful about that because you can't use deadly force to stop someone fleeing in a motor vehicle. Now, if they've hit other people aiming in at them, I think it's another issue. I think they do walk. I think it's no bill. If I was on a grand jury, I'd no bill them as well. But I do think that you kind of have that issue with all that. I want to see the motorcycle guy do it again.
Hey guys, I do have a question though. Were the cops, the other ones who weren't doing anything, were they like on their PAs telling people to like stop or to keep going or something? I thought I heard something. I was like, were they actually giving notice? I got excited.
I didn't hear the radio traffic, but do you think they like have like a big reserve bench of police across the street and they only send a few in? Every cop there was engaged in that. Nobody had any time to be warning anyone.
Can you go back to the beginning, kind of where? Because I swear they do. I was trying to pay them a compliment. I mean, I can rip them if you prefer.
All right, here we go. Tell me about where.
Right in here somewhere, I think. Right in here, I think.
When the officers on the hood of the car, you do think they're on their PA systems warning?
Not that one, but somebody. It sounded like somebody was.
Okay, let's listen.
I'm done giving them credit.
Let's listen.
Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Get out of the car! Get out of the car! Get out of the car! Get out of the car!
It might have been before that. The very beginning, maybe. I don't know. I was just trying to give him credit for something. But
you know what? I would. You shouldn't fault them for not doing it. There's a lot going on there. Watching on videos one way. Get out there and smell it, feel it, and hear it, and it'd be right in your face. It's a whole different situation. Everybody needs to be alert. It's a dangerous world out there. Police can't run ahead and get people out of the way when a bad guy's coming. The bad guy's making the decisions, not the police.
Joe,
that's why I said I was impressed if they were like. I thought it sounded like they were on their whatever bullhorn piece.
I tell you what, I'm going to see the argument and say yes, they were. You
know how I feel about the backdrop or the back, the back when.
Yeah, they were telling get out of the way because I'm about to put bullets through this windshield. I heard them say it. Good job.
All right, good. Yeah.
I got a question for you, Joe, and this is just an observation of mine. When you have a vehicle that just runs over a cop, yes or no on verbal commands getting out of the car? Don't you think they cross that line? Like, no, you made the act. Now it's over.
Wait, which Joe are you talking to?
Joe Lanu, from an officer's perspective, or you too. I don't like.
I think if I saw a car,
I'll be honest with you. I can see it. I can see it two ways on this. Now, not being there, watching on video off, from a safe distance, it's easy to make those calls. I give them a lot of leadway. What happened there? I think they were unsure if they were right. I think if that vehicle had steered towards him and that got him on the hood of the car and he jacked him rounds into that vehicle, I don't think he would have stopped even when he come off the vehicle. He'd been reloading, and you're right. There'd been no more commands that the threat is, if the car's still moving, it's still a threat. I'm gonna keep putting bullets into it. You're exactly right. But I think they were so surprised by that. I don't think they were 100% sure they were right. I think that police officer, when all that was over with, he started thinking about it. He was worried a little bit, I think.
I don't disagree, but in law enforcement, that's what we do a lot. We go back and look at situations like this, and we try to learn from it. And one of the big lessons that we teach is if you have deadly force is justified, they know you're the police. They can see the red lights. You had an officer on your hood of your car. There's no more need to say, "Hey, I'm the police. Please stop." It's just one of the lessons that I've learned is if deadly force is justified because somebody tried to take your life or somebody else's life, they know who you are, and that's a bad habit that cops have. Just my opinion.
It's hurting me to agree with Jason again, but he's right. If I see a car coming at me, I'm unloading completely. She saw the gun. She had to see the gun he was pointing at her, and she decided to hit the gas. She was trying.
Okay, well, let me play devil's advocate on that. Let's
It's
say
gonna be weird then if you do that.
let's say this, that she's just trying to get away, and he steps into her path. She didn't turn. She didn't steer the wheel to hit him. He steps in front of her path. Does that not think you guys don't think that could be some of a legal concern?
No, I don't.
Did the officer create the force, or did the actor intend the force?
He was. I think he was trying. It seems like he was trying to de-escalate the force. Like, hey, we're not going to let her drive out there. We're not going to let her drive out like a maniac and hurt somebody. I'm going to stand here. At least half, I would think, of reasonable people would be like, or even unreasonable would be like, hey, there's a person standing here. Oh, that's a cop with a gun.
Would a reasonable person believe that a human body will stop a vehicle from leaving?
If you see that there's
of a vehicle pedestrian collision,
do I think it's physically going to stop them? No, but do I think anybody, even in that situation, thinking, shit, if I'm going to hit the gas, I'm going to hit this cop. It's not just a regular, vehicular assault charge.
Okay, counselor. What's the difference? That's no different than yelling, "I'm the police, stop." That's all he's doing is showing me. I'm in front of you.
Right. I didn't have a problem with
and you clearly think I want you to stop because I'm standing here.
Attorney Joe, let me argue with Joe Lanou here.
Okay, Jason speaks.
It's not as much fun with you, Jason. Well, let's go.
When you have a police officer on the hood of your car and you launch him 25 feet, I think you've crossed a line that a reasonable person would say that's wrong. She tried to kill him.
Let's go back and look. Because I told you I can see it both ways.
I don't see it. I don't think he walked into her lane. I think she could have not drove forward. She chose to.
Yeah, she could have backed up, kept backing up, and whipped around.
Okay, let's walk through this. All right, this is the officer arriving. I'm just going to kind of piece it through, and we see the sequence of events. We don't have to watch the whole thing. Sequence of events. Okay, they're putting out the stop sticks because this person is wanted, and they're going to stop a vehicle pursuit before it happens. So they're going to put out the stop sticks. There the vehicle comes. Doesn't run over the police officers. This person's trying to get away. So now the vehicle backs up because it's not got nowhere to go. The police are coming towards it, so it's evading. It backs up. Where's that police officer now? Watch his motion. He doesn't get out of the way of the vehicle. He gets closer into the path of the vehicle. He's got his gun out. He's for sure. He's letting them know he is the damn police, and he does not want that vehicle to go any further. He's making it very clear. He closes distance with the vehicle. He doesn't get out of the path. He's still in the path of the vehicle. The vehicle starts to come forward, and that's where he's on it.
Okay,
step out of the way.
So who decided to go forward? She had more than enough room to keep going backwards.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree, but I'll tell you this, that there's agencies in Texas, and my agency was one of them, that I couldn't use a vehicle to block the roadway. We didn't use a physical force to have something run into, one, to tear up a vehicle, two, that could cause injury to others. And I'm not saying it's wrong on this shoot. The officer didn't seem to be getting any trouble on it. Hadn't found anything on that. I'm just saying, when I watch the video, I see that person. It's okay. It's different if I pull out a gun because I'm not going to go to jail, and I pull out a gun and I point it at the police officer, and then I pull the trigger. That's pretty intentional, and it's an aim. You know, I mean, you're cracking them out. Your intention is clear that you mean serious bodily injury or death to a police officer. But how many police vehicle pursuits do we see where people are just hitting the gas to get away? And if you jump in front of them as they're trying to get away, then it's almost like you're putting yourself into that danger. And there are some cases out there, Jason, that have looked at things just that way. And I think it's one of the reasons why we had some of the policies that we had. I think there were some lawsuits down here, particularly about claiming a suspect using a vehicle as a weapon when in fact it was clear that his intention was to get away, and the officer put himself in that danger.
In this case, I'm not seeing that argument. Complete acquittal and everything. She tried to run a cop over. As in most cases, the suspects dictates what the outcome is, not the cops. They're responding to their actions. And she had more than enough room if she wanted to go away. Just keep going backwards. There's nothing behind her. She decided to move forward towards that cop, and whether he decided to get out of the way or not. At one point, she didn't have the common sense to realize there was an officer on the hood of her car firing guns. She was like,
well, Jason,
this pains me. It pains me that you're making me defend this cop, Joe.
Hey, check it out, though. I mean, I guess when the cop's on your windshield putting rounds through the windshield into your stomach, I guess you're kind of pot committed at that point. Might as well hit the gas. What else could happen?
you're thinking like a suspect, Joe. Stop it.
He's making me defend the cop. That's just icky.
Well, right's right, and balls and strikes are balls and strikes. You got to call them like that. All right, let's go to the next one. This is one that our good friend John Cox actually suggested, and it's actually a very good one. I want to say hello to Roger. What is it? She could have just not ran. Yeah, you're right. She made the decisions. I'm not saying that. And he said he thought he heard tires squeal. I guess maybe that would bolster the case. Let's go to this next video.
He did sound intoxicated.
Trey.
Yeah, that checks out.
Casper, PD, in here? What is that?
Looks like blood. I don't know if it's from me or not. I don't think so. It might be from him.
He's out here.
He's out there?
Yep. He's out here. Hey, puppies. He's got a rifle sitting next to him. What's going on? Yeah, well, she was safe.
I'm also part of the lease owner.
I know,
Trespassing.
but we have to
shoot you.
No, you couldn't.
I don't care. Death by cop doesn't sound too bad. But what do you want?
What happened?
I told her to get the fuck out.
Okay.
And so I pushed her the fuck out. She wouldn't fucking leave.
Okay. Can you step in here?
No.
Can you step in here away from the rifle so that we can talk?
Go ahead.
It's behind me. What do you want?
Yeah, like 3 steps behind you.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's plenty of time for you, Joey.
So,
He just wants to know how she can
we
get
came
back
in
to
here,
Motel 6.
and she told us that she is going to,
Copy.
I'm listening. Calm down.
that she's going to come in here and get her stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to come in here to make sure she was safe because she's alleging that you were pushing her and could be
I
violent
pushed
with
her out that fucking door.
You pushed her out the door?
Yeah, 100% did.
Okay, why?
I'm tired of her shit. I'm tired of the bullshit. I'm tired of everything. Told her to get the fuck out. She was leaving anyways. She fucking screamed at me, so I put her out that fucking door. It's not even like she pays for this fucking place. She might be on the fucking lease, but I pay for everything.
Okay, well that doesn't mean anything to
I
me,
know it
but she
doesn't
lives
legally.
here.
I don't really give a fuck either.
Okay, so you pushed her like,
Yeah,
both
pushed her
hands
out the
pushed her?
fucking door. Yeah.
Did you knock her over when you pushed her?
No, she stumbled. I picked her back up, and I put her out the door.
She stumbled and fell on the ground?
Well, she didn't fall on the ground. I grabbed her before she fell.
Okay. She stumbled after you pushed her, though?
She stumbled because she had lost her footing, yes.
Okay. So you guys got in an argument? Anything else physical happen?
No. And I saw you inspecting the door. That was long before you guys ever got here. That was when she tried to commit.
I'm not saying that was from... She didn't even... said she didn't know what that was from.
Oh, she did, because I punched that door before she tried to commit. That was like a month and a half ago.
Okay.
You said that's an airsoft gun? Huh? Did you say that's an airsoft gun, or is that a real gun? Does he have a gun? That rifle? He has a gun with him? A rifle. It's on the porch. He has that with him. Yeah, it's real. It's real. Just making sure.
Okay, so describe to me what happened, what led up to you pushing her out the door.
Me and her got in an argument. I told her to get out. She was already leaving anyway for her birthday bash, because we had the same birthday. She fucking screamed at me, and I said, I'm tired of this shit, so I pushed her out the fucking door.
Okay. How hard did you push her?
Not very.
Not very. How many times did you push her?
Probably like 3.
3 times?
Probably. And
just all in the back, or?
Yeah, mostly, yeah.
Okay. How long have you guys been together?
On and off for like 9 months.
Okay. How long has she been living here?
We got this lease in November.
Okay. So what made you decide to start? She's already leaving the house. Why would you start pushing her in the back?
Because I wanted her to leave. She kept screaming at me. I'm done with this relationship. I don't think you understand that.
No, I understand. I think that's a great idea.
And then every time I try to fucking leave her too, or something, some bullshit fucking happens. Trips me. She does fucking something. I don't need this shit. I really don't.
Okay.
All this is the same shit with her. I'm fucking tired of it. I'm just trying to fucking leave. I go to work. I come home. Today, I went to work at fucking 7 a.m. Came home. It was perfectly fucking fine. She went to the fucking beach with good fucking time. Cool. I didn't want to fucking talk. She keeps asking me stupid fucking questions. I'm done tired of asking them. I told her I'm just fucking done with this shit. She fucking was like, cool, I'm leaving, whatever. She screamed at me. I screamed at her. She screamed at me again. I told her to get the fuck out.
Okay. And then you started pushing her out the door?
Yeah.
Okay.
End story. I pushed her out the fucking door, gave her her shit, went downstairs, gave her her fucking other car keys, so she had all her car keys. I didn't know if she had hers or not. Called it good.
Okay.
And I watched you guys pull fucking up and everything fucking else.
Okay.
I'm not going to jail tonight. I hope you know that. Like,
what does that mean?
I'm just letting you know I'm not going to jail tonight. That's why that fucking rifle's there. I'm not going to fucking jail tonight. Either death by cop or not. I've been in plenty of firefights in my fucking life. I'm afraid of another one. Point being is I'm not fucking going to jail tonight. Refuse to. Take that as you will.
Okay. Can you just step inside here so that we can finish our conversation?
We were talking perfectly fine.
You just said you're gonna fucking shoot me.
I didn't say I was gonna shoot you. I said I wasn't going to jail. You can take implications.
You said if you're gonna go to jail,
that video camera
that you're gonna fucking shoot us.
I didn't say you were gonna shoot you. If I want to shoot you, I could have picked all 3 of you off of this fucking balcony. I can hit a fucking, on Ironsides, I can hit a fucking paper target from 300 fucking meters away. If I wanted to kill you guys, it would have already been fucking done. Before you walked out your fucking car. When you guys all showed up in the convoy. I didn't say I was going to shoot you. I said I'm not going to jail.
Okay. Can you step inside?
I'm right here.
Yeah, but can you step inside?
No, I'm stepping
away
right
from
here.
the gun so that we can finish the conversation.
We are finishing the conversation. We are talking right now, and that gun's 3 foot up behind me. He can grab his pistol, and she can grab her pistol faster than I can grab that fucking gun. So, you're not in any danger right now. If I walk backwards and grab that motherfucker, see, look at that, you're fine. You have your hand on your fucking pistol, you'll be fine. Calm down.
Okay. So are you going to step inside so that we can finish the conversation?
No. We are talking perfectly fine right now. If she grabs her shit, she goes out the door, you guys go with her, like you just stated, then we're perfectly fine. Your life's not in danger, my life's not in danger, no one's life's in danger. I don't deal with this shit.
Are you not going to step inside for me?
No. I just told you that multiple times. You're going to keep asking me, I'm going to keep telling you the same answer.
Okay, because I want to avoid what you're talking about with your fucking rifle.
My rifle's just sitting there.
Yeah, I know it is.
I'm allowed to have it right there.
Okay.
Is this not a fucking gun state?
Okay, but you don't understand why I'm concerned that you just talked about having a shootout with cops.
About that. Listen here, I did 2 fucking deployments overseas. I understand that. I understand about the whole fucking ass show, whole bunch of bullshit.
Because I don't want to shoot anybody right now.
Okay, cool. You're there. I'm here. We're perfectly fine having a civil conversation. Are we not? Are we not having a civil conversation right now?
Sure.
Okay. You're the one escalating this right now.
I'm not escalating. You're the one that brought up having a shootout with cops.
No, I didn't say have a shootout. I said I'm not going to jail. That's all I said. If you want to infer...
I didn't say I'm not going to jail or I will shoot it out with cops.
I did not say or shoot it out with cops. Never shooting cops.
Oh, sorry. A gunfight.
I never said a gunfight. I said I'm not afraid of getting a gunfight. There's been plenty of them. Did never say I was going to shoot a cop. Those words never came out of my mouth. That camera right there, and right there, and right there. Actually, yours is not on, but yours do. Oh,
I've got a newer one.
It's a new one.
Okay. Well, all 3 of your cameras will show that. Those words never came out of my mouth to shoot a cop. Ever.
Okay, have a shootout, whatever you want to call it.
I didn't say shootout.
But you understand why I'd like you to step inside.
Okay, you guys are there. You're no in danger. I'm not going to hurt you. She's grabbing her shit. We're all fucking kosher.
Trey, the matter here is that there's a rifle 3 foot behind you. I understand we have our own.
Right. There's a rifle 3 foot behind me. That is 100% understandable.
Step inside, talk to us.
We are just trying to handle this civilly.
Right, which we are. She's grabbing her stuff. You ask about what happened. I told you what happened. You asked about the rest of the events. I said I watched you guys pull up. There was nothing that wasn't civil about this, was there?
Okay, but why won't you step inside for me?
Because I'm not going to get close to you guys. Because I can't win a 3-on-1 scenario. That ain't happening.
I'm in the department. Who's talking about winning a 3-on-1
Well, there's 3 of you all right there. If you want to back up, I'll step inside the door. But I'm not stepping inside this door with you 2 foot from me.
Okay, you want to step inside?
You want to step to the
and
bookcase.
Close the screen door for me?
There's
the sliding glass door.
I'm not closing the sliding glass door. If you want to step to the bookshelf, I will step inside, and we are both in agreement here.
What bookshelf?
The one bookshelf that's in behind you. There's 4 of them. You want to step back there, I will step inside. Look at that. Look at that. All right.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Okay. So the issue is, she said you were shoved her to the ground.
I pushed her. I didn't push her to the ground. I pushed her outside that door. I gave her her stuff. I made sure she had all the stuff that she needed. I went downstairs to make sure she had her keys. I gave her her keys, and then I went back upstairs. That is what happened. Yes. She screamed at me. I screamed at her. She screamed at me. I put her out the door. That is what happened. I will refer that again many times over.
I know, but she's saying that you pushed her on the ground. You're admitting that you were pushing her.
Yeah, we did not push her.
So that is the issue at hand now.
Yes, I did push her out the door.
329.
I 100% did that.
Okay. So that is what I'm trying to have you come in here and talk with us about.
Right.
Without having a fucking shootout.
We're not having a shootout right now. We're talking. And
I know, but some statements were made.
Yes, I said I was not going to go to jail.
Okay, otherwise you're going to have a shootout.
I never said I was going to have a shootout. Again, we are getting to semantics here. I never said that. And I'm not going to put those words in my mouth whatsoever.
Okay, well, something to that effect. I don't remember the exact words.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So I'd like if you could work with me here.
I'm very much trying to. That's why I came in the door. You backed up.
Step in further away from the gun.
Right, which you wanted me to step inside, which I did. Did I not? Did I not? Did I not meet you halfway? You walked
you took one step forward and...
Which I am inside the door.
Yeah, but the door's still open.
Yes, the door is 100% still open.
Okay. Can you work with me one step further and close the door?
I will close it halfway. I'll give you that. I will give you that much.
Okay.
So what now?
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, like I said, the issue at hand
is that I pushed her out the door.
Is that you're pushing her out the door.
I 100% did.
Right. Okay. So it's not a huge deal.
Yes.
Like, she doesn't have any crazy marks on her or anything, but it is technically a domestic assault.
Which I understand.
Okay? So you understand that we have to do our jobs.
I understand that.
Right? Okay? So I'm trying to handle this as peacefully as possible.
And I am too. I'm meeting you halfway, am I not? I've not done mostly two of the requests you asked. You asked me to walk in the door, I said walk in the door. You step backwards, we said cool. You asked me to shut the door, I shut the door halfway. I'm meeting you halfway here. Quite literally halfway.
Okay.
Am I not?
But I'm explaining to you.
Yes.
That we have to do our jobs.
And I'm explaining what.
And I'm trying to make it not just safe for us, safe for you.
And I think I'm pretty
to do our jobs. Because I just told you, you did just admit
that I pushed you out the door. Yes.
Which is a domestic assault.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So we have to deal with that further.
Okay.
Okay? And I'd like to do it after you close the door.
Because you're going to try to put me in handcuffs. Correct? Domestic assault?
Because I don't want
No, am I correct?
this to escalate further.
Right. So, technically, next steps, domestic assault, if I'm wrong, you put me in handcuffs, you take me to the down jail, and you process me, you do my fingerprints, you do everything else. Am I correct? Am I correct?
Yeah, you're correct.
Yes. Okay, cool.
Okay? So turn around for me.
No, I'm not.
Put your hands behind your back.
No.
Step this way.
No.
Okay, you're gonna get 365 shots fired, shots fired.
W202.
Step this way.
No.
Okay, you're gonna get 365 shots fired, shots fired.
W202.
Get that gun away from him.
365, do you know where they're coming from?
It's me, I shot the suspect in the apartment.
Emergency traffic on 2.
Alright.
Medical over here. Copy.
Emergent. Okay. Hitting the leg, let's get a turn going.
They're at 5041. Pay it forward apartment. What else do you need?
Hey! Go back inside!
Go ahead and notify staff duty of an OIS, please.
Copy. Units on pay it forward, last status.
Go forward, we need medical emergent.
They're coming as fast as they can.
90, give them radio traffic, please, and myself and Romero are en route.
Okay, where else he hit?
They do have emergency
There's some
traffic
pressure
on
on that. Okay, stay with me, dude.
In the leg.
Stay with me.
Twice, maybe.
She's still in here.
She's going to get...
365, we're on the balcony, apartment. Come to the side closest to...
On the west side.
Street, on the west side.
The only place he's been hit?
No, he's hit in the chest in this time.
190, start getting on the phone and start calling people, see if they'll come to work, please. Break.
Can I get another unit to head toward?
Keep breathing. Stay with me, dude.
Hey.
Stay with me.
331, I'm almost there.
352 at Mulholland Route. Copy.
For Sam, I have a Victor unit with me as well.
Hit him?
Yes, that's what I felt.
Copy.
He started lunging for that rifle.
One, I also need to have the county hold down the fort for us for a while, please.
County.
Hey, stay with us.
Keep breathing, dude.
Hey.
Hey, keep breathing.
We'll take care of it. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you. Well, 1254 is in service.
I can't tell if he's breathing anymore.
Does he have a pulse? I can't feel one. We might need to start CPR.
254, can I get you to help cover the street?
Okay, they're just tending to the wounds. You can see they're in the bottom there. They're pretty good sized wounds. Good sized wounds. Suspect does die of wounds. Yeah, that's a fatal shooting. You know what? I don't know where I want to go to first on this. I almost want to go to Jason first on this one. I got Erath saying this is bullshit all around. Erath, I sure wish you would be a little more detailed on that, because I think I know where you're coming from, but I think there might be some bullshit on this. But Jason, I'm going to put you on the spot and put you up first on this one. What's kind of your overall assessment of it, and what did you like or what did you not like about it?
So this is a good one. I think the guy actually offered a lot of information to the officers to divert the conversation between the commitment to come inside the house. He's totally justified to have a gun on his patio. I got no problem with that. But I think the officers, and I don't mean to rip on, I'm not ripping on him, but they had an opportunity once he started giving clues that he was in military to just go down that path with him. I think they could have done a much better job of de-escalating that person and kind of work something out and develop some trust. My opinion overall, I think the officers were too focused on that comment that he made about a shootout, and the officers just couldn't get over that. And they were fine talking for a while. As far as the domestic goes, in most states, domestic assaults are a shall arrest. Shall in the legal world means must. So because he pushed her and admitted to pushing her, the officers are kind of obligated to follow law and go that route. But they could have talked him into more of an understanding. It didn't need to go that way. I agree with what this guy's saying for the most part. He's being rational and reasonable. He's not being argumentative except for the first part. But he starts to calm down, and they could have changed the topic and went down a different path by talking to him. That's my 2 cents on it. Overall, I think the conversation led to the shooting. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about that. Do you think that the officer was talking? They weren't talking on the same level. The suspect and the officer. Do you agree with that?
No, they weren't, and that's on the officers. They had multiple opportunities to start a dialogue to develop some trust there, and they missed it.
And I'll tell you, the guy says a couple of things as a former infantryman I pick up on. He's got the demeanor of a combat soldier. He's calm, but he's matter of fact. Doesn't mean that he's angry, but he means what he says. The other thing he said, he could hit paper at 300 meters with iron sights. That tells me that he's an infantryman. That's one of the things that you have to be able to do and qualify for every year. I don't think they were talking. I think if they broke down to him and went to the conversation, it was like, damn, dude, you work that many hours and you got to keep putting up with her shit. All right, well, we're here, and we're going to get her stuff out of here. That way there's no more bullshit tonight. Everything's cool. I would have changed the conversation until we got to the end. Then I would have to address him like a man that, look, I don't have a choice. This is what I've got to do, and it doesn't have to come to this. And I don't know that I would have not have even gone as far as maybe even back out of there and even contain the scene and let that turn into a BP before I pushed into that rifle. I think.
No, I agree. I agree totally. They just got fixated on the fact that he said it'll end in a shootout and I'm not going to jail. And the suspect, or this person, I won't even call him a suspect, didn't need to die. It could have been handled way better by just listening to him talk and just following his lead, develop that trust. And I agree with you, Joe. You're in a bad spot with this chick. I don't blame you for doing what you did. I do the same thing, and just kind of develop that conversation. And it could have ended very, very differently.
No, and I'll tell you my experience with domestics when you have this kind of situation. It's not like I love you so much I want to kill you type of situation, but I'm kind of tired of your shit and I need you to leave type of situation. A lot of times, I mean, I listen to the guy or the gal's story. You know, I'm like, yeah, he's that bad, man. That's pretty tough. Well, and then I just kind of try to turn it to, well, this is a good thing. This is the best way it can work out. You know, everybody's going to get split tonight, and good luck to you. And then you're out of there. But Jason, you're right. You do have the issue of thou shalt arrest. You know, you really can't leave. You have an authority not to retreat. But I think in this situation, maybe a retreat to come up with a better plan to get this guy would be better than what happened. But actually, what I started to say, I want to say is, and I'm sorry I cut you off. Then I'll come back to you. Then I want to get to everyone else. When the officer's talking to him, instead of he's asking a direct question, he said, "I'm not going to jail, so I'm stepping so you can handcuff me." Well, I just want to make sure everybody's safe, and then we'll talk about it later. It's almost like he's talking to him like a child, and I think that they're not building a rapport of trust between themselves and this guy that got shot, and I think it's one of the reasons.
Agreed. They were kind of disrespectful to him, and this conversation that we're watching the video right now, this is a good conversation. But every time the cops say something, it turns into an argument. The other thing too is he pushed her in the back. There's no physical marks. There's no nothing. This might be one of those where it's what did she do to? I mean, did she push him? You know, we're not getting the woman's side of this thing, and it's not like they walked in and she was hitting the head with a frying pan. You know, it's a domestic. They're having a disagreement. This might be one of those where we just separate and move on.
No, and I don't disagree. It could be a good warrant arrest, actually, because everyone's going to be safe for the night. She's leaving. She's gone. He's not saying he's going to kill her. He wants her gone. In fact, the domestic assault was her to get her ass out of the house. So, yeah, I think that I could probably have sold that to the supervisor to let me do a warrant arrest on that. But let's go to the panel here. I want to jump in there. I want to go to James. I've seen some comments from Big Ron. Big Ron has got some comments. Roger. He said Roger's right. He was very adamant about the fact that he wasn't going to jail tonight, and I think he meant it actually. But he didn't threaten a gunfight. He just said that he ain't going to jail tonight. But James, give us a rundown, brother.
To be fair, he said he wasn't going to jail, and he did not go to jail. So he was right.
Man of his word. That's correct.
I think that what Jason said there is totally right there. They didn't develop the proper rapport. I probably would have, like I said in one of the comments here, I'm not entirely sure why they pushed for an arrest tonight. Like, if they were sure that this domestic violence misdemeanor or whatever was something that they should have arrested him for, okay, sure, but I probably would have gone to a judge for a warrant first.
Well,
they've got it all on camera. They've got him admitting to it.
Hold up. Before you start talking about they overstep their bounds, they don't have to go to a judge. In fact, there's a mandate in every state when it comes to domestic violence that if there's any evidence of domestic violence, thou shall arrest. You do not have the let me give it an investigator check out later. If you've got the evidence, and this guy's actually admitted it, they've got everything they need for a warrantless arrest. In fact, they've got everything they need, but the law says they shall do it. And I think these officers got hung up on that, when sometimes you want to back out for preservation of life. But then again, guys, I know that the situation seems tense, but I mean, at what point did they really think it was going to get that way? You know, maybe they didn't think that it was going to go that far, officers, as far as that. Maybe they didn't see this coming. Of course, it's easy to see it coming. If the guy didn't get shot, we wouldn't be watching a video.
Real quick, if the officers in their mind knew they were going to arrest him, they had ample opportunity to use less lethal right here, right now, and
well, you know, I thought about that too, man. But that rifle is right behind him. Pepper spray, he can still get there. You're gonna have to fight him for it, or it's gonna go off. Taser, you saw the taser. He was further inside, and he still made it to the gun through the taser.
I'm just thinking out loud. If they know in their mind they're going to arrest, I would probably start thinking that way. Let's end this right now. With less lethal. And a taser that close probably would have done it.
Yeah, maybe. Uncle Buck brings a good point. When the door was shut, that the obscured portion of his retreat to the rifle, that would have been a good time to actually tase him. Okay, so I'll back off my taser hating for a minute.
Especially considering he's not wearing bulky clothes. He's got boxers only. A taser would most likely make good connection on his chest, both prongs. So yeah, they could have either de-escalated this or used less lethal. And even though there's a mandate in all states for a shall arrest, they got him admitting to having pushed her out, but to what degree? I mean, I could have said I pushed somebody out the door and never actually made physical contact.
Yeah, you're going to argue law against law on this, and we're not going to have time for that. But the law is extremely very clear.
I'll clear it up real quick. Domestic assault or assault in general doesn't have to be a physical assault. In our state, it's the fear of being assaulted.
Correct.
Constitutes an assault.
Pretty much, if your wife calls the law on you, and there's a high probability that you're at least going to be separated that night. It may be you that goes to jail. That the laws are pretty restrictive when it comes to what police are supposed to do. The idea is to ensure separation so that everything looks cool when we leave, and an hour later, the lady gets her head cut off. And there's literally been situations like that where officers didn't take it serious. So now they've taken that away from the officers. The state takes it serious, and the officers, you just follow our instructions. When you get there, if there's any evidence of physical abuse. In Texas, I don't even have to arrest the person I think is 100%. I don't have to have probable cause. I just have to have to be able to articulate that the one I arrested would be the aggressor if I left them there.
All right, good to know. Other than that, no, I think this was a good shoot. Like everyone said, they kind of missed a couple of opportunities, but as soon as the shooting started, good shoot. I probably would do no bill.
Okay. No bill on that. Let's go to Vet LT3. Let's try to pick it up a little bit, folks. In fact, anybody's got a comment, they just want to jump in with it. Let's jump in with it. It feels like we're lagging a little bit. All you guys have a great conversation. Let's have some. Go ahead, Vet.
Yeah. Okay. I just have a hard. Okay. By the letter of the law, yes, they had every right to do what they did, and yeah, there's no bill. But I agree with the fact. I'm glad you and Jason touched on it. You don't have to do it right then and there. You can back out, because the gentleman was being, I don't want to say willing, but I mean, he was doing everything. He was answering your questions. He was talking to you, they could have easily just backed out. Get him tonight. If not, maybe, do whatever you guys need to do about that process. But you could have
Let me ask you a question.
Fight.
Let me ask you a question, Vet. These officers, do they appear to be seasoned officers to you, or do they seem like maybe they're a little green, maybe even rookie? Jason, what's your thought on that? Both of you guys.
They might be. I mean, like I did not know this, but it made sense when you said about a 5-year window. They might have a year or two under their belt, but I think Jason was right when he was talking about they focused on where he said, "I'm not going to jail tonight. I'm not afraid of a firefight." He didn't really say he was going to have a shootout with them. He just said, matter of fact, hey, I'm down if you're down, pretty much.
Well, Vet, you and I know.
But
hang on, you and I know veteran talk. What was he really saying there? He's saying, "I'm not just a veteran; I'm a combat veteran." He would not talk about a firefight with him. He said, "I'm not afraid of them. I've been in them." Is what he's saying. He's letting them know that he ain't no bitch. But I guess my point is Jason's a point Jason has brought up about some police departments in Minnesota that they'll have a few openings, and in a time when you'd have 300 or 400 people show up to those openings for one or two, now they've got a dozen, and they'll get a couple. They won't get enough qualified candidates to fill them. I mean, could this be an example of that? Because I'm going to say this. I think Jason's busy doing something, but I'm going to say this: these officers are they're a little bit green. Somebody that had handled enough domestics and talked to enough people in these type of situations over some years. I think they learn to take things a little different. And I think they're cooler with people. These guys don't understand it, in my opinion. I think they're green.
Completely agreed. I do agree they're green. Again, I'm going to go back to the
I would
multiple.
agree with you on that. They could have easily, I think they could have easily prevented this death from happening, but by the letter of the law, like I know the shall, arrest because of domestic, which you never put your hands on a woman ever, never, ever, ever. I've taught my son this and everything. You don't ever do it. If there's something going on, you walk away, you leave, you do whatever, and you deal with it the next day. Unless there's some physical harm to you, as in a weapon or something like that, then you do what you have to do. But like I said, no bill because they followed the letter of the law, but I feel like they could have handled it a different way. And you're right, what he was talking about, I'm not afraid of this. He's pretty much saying, yeah, I'm not a bitch. If you guys want to go, you want to go. Even when he was saying, I'm not coming in because there's 3 of you and 1 of me, like, he knows what was going on. But yeah,
And you know what, vet? If there had been another military veteran officer there when he did that, where do you think the conversation would have gone? Oh yeah, where'd you serve? What unit were you in? Yeah. Oh man, I was
he would have got a
listening with that.
rapport with him. Yeah, he would have
Yeah,
definitely got a
that's
rapport
100%
with him.
correct.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we know none of those officers ever served in the military, but also say look at the actions afterwards. The female officer goes to the door, then she turns around with both hands empty, running back to the front door. The dogs were braver than she was on that. But listen to their demeanor. The reports out are very bad. These guys are green, and it looks like 3 green officers, and they're not a season 1 in the bunch. That's maybe disturbing. But let's go to Bruce Wayne, Big Ron. Y'all chime in.
The big thing. Oh,
I was gonna say, you saw what I saw in the comments. I knew where this was going, and I agree with Uncle Buck with what he was saying. As soon as that door went halfway shut, they could have deployed chemical or a taser or something to get that guy in cuffs. That's where this was going. I saw it go in that direction from the beginning. You're right with what he was saying. He's a combat vet. He wasn't scared. He wasn't backing down. He's been in a firefight before. He knew what to expect. So I agree. These guys were green. It was a failure on their part. This guy didn't have to die. As soon as he went for the gun, though, it left the police officer no choice. So it's gonna be a no bail good shoot, but I think it could have gone a different direction.
I got you. Let's go to Erath. Erath. I messed that name up. Sorry, my friend. Erath says they said on video that he was tased and that's why he fell. So by their own admission, he was incapacitated. Pretty hard on somebody, Erath, for them making split-second decisions and assessments that quickly. But I believe when the officer went out the door, his hands were actually on the rifle. He was pulling the rifle towards him. So tased or not, he was still a threat. I don't really see an issue with that.
Well, and that's something I noticed is he was clearing leather before he even fired the taser. And he was firing the gun before the taser was even done going off. Like he was shooting them both at the same time at one point. So he even really
but see where the guy's body is? Him and the body are in the same location. I mean, you double tasing?
Well, he had the taser in the left hand and he was tasing him and he started firing before that taser even stopped crackling.
Yeah.
So it didn't seem like he gave much. And like you said, I don't know, the guy was confrontational.
He needed some big time before he used deadly force?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, no, I think you probably should see if the taser has any effect before. Like if you start pumping lead into them the moment the taser prongs hit, then what's the point of the taser?
Yeah, and go ahead.
Also, I don't know, like it's a tragic situation. I think the guy could have handled it better. I think the cops could have handled it better. And at the end of the day, this guy's dead and maybe the letter of the law needs to be changed a little bit. But at the end of the day, this guy's dead because she wanted her T-shirts tonight, and so she brought the cops into it instead of waiting until the morning to let things cool down.
You know, Bruce brings up a good point. You can draw all the fault and blame on this to the girl. Just another one. You just destroyed another young man's life. It's a shame. Shane says, did he not say death by cop and that he was not afraid of it? Did he not say he could have shot all three of them as they pulled up? Shane's absolutely right. He did say those things, but I think from a veteran, I'm not putting that up there as like he was trying to scare them, and more like he was just trying to lay it out there that basically, again, once again, he's not a bitch. Maybe, but he did say those things. Also, let me say this, then I'm going to go to Lawyer Joe, and I'm going to get to the next video. I think when you look at it from like a grand jury's point of view, do the officers have a legal right to be inside this man's house? Yes. Did the man have a legal right to have a firearm? Yes. So when the officers had the right to be there, then they had an obligation to enforce the law, because that's what they are as law enforcement officers on a domestic violence, on thou shalt arrest. They tried to, I think, in their own minds, de-escalate that, and they were going to kind of trick him. Okay, well, I'll get him this far to shut the door, then I'll be cool with him and say, hey, man, and then I'll get him. Well, let's come over here by the couch. It makes me feel better if you come over here by the couch, and get him further away from the gun, and therefore they could use less lethal with more success, or put their hands on him. The problem was the guy they were dealing with was a little smarter than that. He wasn't falling for that bullshit. He knew what time it was on that. But Lawyer Joe,
Yep.
I want you to comment, and then we're going to go to the next video.
Like I have learned from Jason, and you might have even said it once or twice, they had all the time in the world. When the cops are there dealing with a situation like that, and rushing things is what ends badly all the time. They had all the time in the world. They could have sat down and had a cup of coffee. They had all the time in the world. The guy was obviously not drunk. He wasn't high. I mean, if he's buzzed, he might have been a little more personable, but he's a combat veteran. I could tell that from the way he stood. I mean, if they are not used to dealing with vets, fine. But I could tell from the second he stood up and the way he started speaking, I'm like, that is a command voice. There's a very good chance that brother was infantry, because that's just how y'all talk. And at that point, and no, I don't think I could have shot you when you came in. Those weren't threats. Those were making look, I know what you're here for. If I wanted you to not come up here, you wouldn't have come up here. It was just a very, especially guys who've done tours will be very blunt. Look, I could do this, but I didn't do that because I don't want to. And I absolutely 100%, that cop that shot him, I'm charging him with manslaughter at the very least. And I don't give a shit what anyone else says, because he 100% had a chance. They absolutely could have come back. They could have arrested him. You don't have to make an immediate arrest on site. You are allowed to back off for a minute. Then they could have either gotten an arrest warrant, or they didn't need a.
Hold up. Where in the law does it say you're allowed to back off for a moment?
You're telling me they had to arrest him and put cuffs on him right there and then?
Technically, it isn't I shall arrest. Now, it is something you can call up and let a supervisor deal with it, and they'll figure out the best way to do it, which 9 out of 10 times the supervisor's going to have you back out and let it go. It's not worth having that kind of a problem over the situation. They're going to look at, is everybody going to be safe if we leave this sumbitch in there? Yeah, he might shoot himself. Okay, let's back out. Catch him going to work. He says he gets up, what, 7 in the morning? We'll be there at 7:30 down the street, catch you in your car.
Like you said, that he gave, or Jason also said, he gave them a lot of information right there that if they weren't total and complete, he was smarter than them, and I think the cop took offense to that.
Well, I think they spoke two different languages, to be quite honest with you. I understand the language he was speaking, but I'm a combat veteran. I understood him when he first stood up and said that basically it's not even a threat, or even I'm talking shit when guys do that. It's almost like saying, you don't have to worry about me, because if I want to do something, you'd know it, because it'd already been done. I wouldn't wait. We're in this stupid tactical position right there. If I wanted to kill, I'm like him. If I'm a soldier, if I wanted to kill cops, I'm not going to let you stand 3 feet from me when I do that. I'm not looking for a gunfight.
Right. He was outside on the patio. I mean, that for him, that was just a statement of fact. Like, hey, it's cold outside tonight, or whatever. It was just a fact.
Give me this though. Is you're sitting on the grand jury? Is it a indictment or no bill?
It's hard for me to look at it as anything other than like a lawyer. Like I'd prosecute the cop. Yes, I would go for at least for manslaughter.
And what would you be? What would be? Where was the carelessness?
The whole. I mean, B. Wayne brought up a point that I hadn't even realized. He shot him with the taser and then had his gun in the same hand. That cop was not qualified to use either. Number one, but two, he knew what he was doing. He knew that I have a non-lethal. One, he rushed things. There was no reason to do that.
The guy's got a locked and loaded AR-15 3 feet behind him. The AR-15, by the way, is 3 feet.
Did you see it?
Okay, a rifle. I'm going to assume that rifle is at least 1 meter long, and so it is 3 feet. So essentially, the rifle can be in his hands. And the guy's already told you that he's a combat veteran. I don't want him to have that rifle. I'm pretty sure if that dude had that rifle, even with some taser popping him, and had another half second to go, that he'd have put some rounds in those guys. I think he had the capability of doing it. So I don't see an indictment, but I'll take your vote on it. When you get to the next video.
Well, if nothing else, real quick, I'm going to indict him just so that I can give his family cause to bring a civil suit.
Well, that's the way to get justice.
I want you as my lawyer, Joe.
Well, I tell you what, that just scares the hell out of me.
I mean, who wouldn't? Elaine, who wouldn't?
I don't think you win. It might be fun to do it, but at the end of the day, you're going to lose.
Gaining as hell.
I don't know, but well,
I
in
was
Wyoming,
making a guy do is pay a bunch of money, but that's good enough. If that's what we want to do, let's go to the next video. This is our car. It's not your car. This is our car.
Towards the exit, and he is at the exit. There we go.
And how you doing? Okay. So this car ran from the police a couple weeks ago. So this car is ours.
This is my wife. It's my wife car.
Okay. The car ran from us a couple weeks ago, and y'all changed the plates on it. So the car is now ours.
You serious?
Yeah, we're seizing it 100%. This returns off seizing this car.
Belongs to the state now. Go ahead and have your kids step out. We're going to do a quick search of it, and then we're going to have you remove your property, okay? Hold on, man. Hey, don't be removing nothing. Step out of the car for me. No, hold on. I'm getting everything. No, you're not. You're not. Hey, grab him! Grab him! You got a gun? You all right?
Fire. Come here.
Did he shoot you? Do you have a gun? He grabbed me. Hey, we need everyone over here now. 9501, I need units code 1. Code 1, my location. I need Fox K9 active on the ground.
And he is at the exit. There we go.
How you doing? Hi. Okay. So this car ran from the police a couple weeks ago. So this car is ours.
This is my wife. It's my wife car.
Okay. The car ran from us a couple weeks ago, and y'all changed the plates on it, so the car is now ours.
You serious? Yeah.
100%. District Attorney's Office seizing this car.
Belongs to the state now. Go ahead and have your kids step out. We're going to do a quick search of it, and then we're going to have you remove your property, okay?
Hey! Ah, shit! Get up! Oh.
He reached for me, yeah.
Come here,
Hey.
come here.
Did he shoot you? Did the gun?
He grabbed me. West side.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Hold on.
West side.
Arms up. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I got the girl in here.
West side.
Are you good?
No, we got shots fired. Get out of here. Marisol, switch over to West side for me. West side, dispatch.
about we're gonna do a quick search of it, and then we're gonna.
That pixelation looked like some Minecraft, didn't it?
Because they were watching some
serious glitches in the Matrix.
Do not! Hey, grab him! You got a gun? You all right?
I heard it shots fired.
Come here. Gun? He grabbed me. Where's the boy?
There's no boy.
You okay? Yeah, you okay? Yeah, I'm good. Hold on. West side. Arms up. You okay? Yeah, okay. West side.
Let me go over there to Chris. Let me move my shit.
Oh, yeah. Marisol, switch over to west side for me.
West side?
Alright, be careful, bro.
He's running, guys. He's on the ground. Going northbound to the complex.
Northbound. He's coming this way. Careful.
Northbound.
Alright, he's coming this way, bro. Be careful.
Hey,
get on the ground!
Parking lot.
Get on the fucking ground!
Eastbound. Two officers need to stay put.
Get on the ground now!
To the fence line. Jump in the fence to the next complex here to see. Officers, get their filling out.
Hey, get on the ground now! On the ground!
Down to the next complex.
Next complex. Relax.
Northbound. Coming around the corner. Watch yourselves, officers.
Hey, hold on.
There he is.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground now! Get on the ground! Hey,
officers are on it.
Get on the ground! On the ground now! Hey, come on! Put the fucking head, that's right! The other end.
Hold the air.
Hey, see that? Hold on. Alright, let's pat him down. Pat him down. Slow. Calm down. I don't got nothing. He's sick. Make sure the waistband on the pants. Hey, watch his blood. Calm down. Get up. Hold on. Get up. Come here. Come on. 1, 2, 3. Come on, bro. Use your legs. Come on. Can't use your legs no more. Sorry. Come on. I was scared. Want to tell you why I was scared? Y'all shot at me. Y'all didn't have to shoot. Just get my money. Can y'all put my money in my pocket? Yeah, we got you. Come on. Can I have? Yeah, you can have my cash, please. The only reason I ran. Let me tell you why I ran, sir. Okay? I'm talking to y'all. I got y'all shot. Can y'all? My daughter was in the car. I got shot at. That's the scariest fucking thing ever.
Okay. What do we think about that one? Lawyer Joe?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Excuse my language. One, did he have a baby that he took out of the car and he just left somewhere?
Yes.
Okay, fuck that guy. Number 2, the cops are shooting at him. Been just crossed a parking lot. So shoot at the guy. He didn't have a gun. He wasn't shooting at them at any point. He grabbed the one cop's hand. I know that they're fur. Their delicate skin and all, but he grabbed your hand. You're shooting at him, and there could Yeah, every last one of those cops is facing a
So
great deal
you're
for
jailing every one of these guys, every one of these,
the one who
and anybody
took,
they had lunch with too, are all facing
yep,
some
maybe their grandmamas. I
felony
might be
charges.
coming for them too.
Gotcha.
They shot across an open parking lot.
Well, let's see it again.
He's taking this baby out of
Oh
the car,
my, Joe.
and then they shot across the parking lot. He didn't have a gun. He didn't shoot them. Nothing. He
Okay.
just took off running.
Bruce,
That
what do you
makes
think?
Well, I gotta kind of disagree with Lawyer Joe.
On which point? Every
Well,
officer
not
there
so
is
much.
culpable to.
Yeah, not so much on a specific point. I wouldn't charge the cops. I think that guy, I don't know, you go around, first of all, that car ran from the cops. They changed the plates, which means whoever ran from the cops is probably the same person that changed the plates. This is just me thinking.
You're making that assumption based on what?
Why would you change the
You don't
plates?
know.
Well, I can draw some
I tell you
conclusions.
what, we don't have to make assumptions. Let's listen to it.
So,
Okay. So this car ran from the
and
police
then,
a
and
couple
then
weeks
the guy
ago.
left.
So this car is
I
ours.
heard what he said.
To me, that's a POS move.
They're seizing that vehicle. That's the reason they stopped him. It was very clear about it. This sergeant there tells him that this is not your car. We're seizing your car. You ran from the police the other day. You put different plates on it. You ran from them, and I'm pretty sure they intended to arrest him as well, at least for the fictitious plates. But they didn't get around to that point before he fled from the other side.
Hold on. From a lawyer point of view, though, yes, the plates were different on that car, and he was in that car. Did he change the plates on the car? Was he driving the car when the plates were changed?
Oh, I'm sorry. In Texas, we don't have mobile courts that run around with the police to make those adjudications. There, all you need is probable cause. Fictitious plates is good enough. I say the officers had every reason. And
But he was still on private property, so does it still count? He's on
No,
private
it looks
property,
like he's
right?
on a road. It doesn't look like
He's in an apartment complex with a substantial portion of the public has access to it. It's just like a Walmart parking lot, and they can be there too.
So they shouldn't have shot across it either.
Well, we hadn't got to the shooting yet. We're still understanding that the officers have a right to be there and the legal authority
I
to
get
be
it.
there in the first place.
And no point in time did I say they didn't have a right to be there. They 100%
Okay, so
have a right.
okay, hold up. So we agree. We agree that the officers had legal right to make this contact, and everything's good up until when?
Up until they start shooting at him. That's my problem.
It wasn't actually slightly before then. Let's see, somewhere. About here?
Well, the dumbass cops, first of all, they let him reach in his car.
Hold on, man. Hey, don't be removing nothing. Step out of the car for me. No, hold on. I'm getting everything. No, you're not. You're not. Hey, grab him! You got a gun?
Yeah, that's not something you want on videotape. Did he have a gun after a round goes off? So, it went, according to you, Lawyer Joe, it goes bad when that officer pulls off that trigger right there.
Yep.
So what about all that distance from that angle where that firearm is pointing, where she pulled off that trigger, is to where the trouble actually began, where he's like, hey, hold on, quit reaching for that. Quit reaching for that. No, you're not. And then he's resisting police back then. So that's not, he has no culpability. That's still on the police officer.
I'm not sure what you mean. There was no
You said the trouble.
grounds for
You said that your words. The trouble began when the police officer shot.
Yes.
I'm asking you, did the trouble not begin before that?
The trouble with the cop? Well, with them screwing up, the trouble began when they let him reach in his car to begin with. They let him turn his back to them and reach into the car. That was just stupid.
So when they say we're going to seize your car, get your personal belongings out, they're supposed to do that. He's supposed to call U-Haul?
Nope. They're supposed to search the car like they said they were going to do. But before they even said that, he turned around, or as he was saying that, I don't remember the exact order, but he turned around and got into the car.
I don't want to get in the weeds on it. I'm going to get everybody else involved too. But you're saying that police officers did have legal authority to be there, but everything beyond that, when the police officer shoots, is all on law enforcement. The crook has no culpability in this. So
yeah, the second they shoot and say, "Did he have a gun?"
That's what? That's the point of what in the story?
That's one. I have the problem with them just shooting out in the open across in parking lot. He's running away. He's not posing you any immediate threat. He didn't have a gun. You didn't even know. Well, they didn't know if you had a gun or not.
Okay,
He's
so
running,
you don't think that it met the criteria for using deadly force?
especially not across a public parking lot.
Gotcha. Let's go to Big Ron. So, do you agree that we had legal authority to be there? One, Big Ron, and when did the trouble start? With the police officer shooting, or when the crook resisted in the car?
I think we had legal authority to be there. I think the trouble began when when the suspect started resisting in the car. But with that being said, I've yet to see any kind of a gun or anything else that would cause the officer to fire. So at this point, with what I know, I would say administrative leave pending investigation to find out why he shot. Uncle Buck made a good point. They should have secured him first, just given all the aspects of everything before they did anything else that would have prevented the whole situation. And I think the cops were kind of dickish when they rolled up. You know, this car ran from us; it's ours now. That's kind of a dick way to be. Somewhere you've already put the guy on the defensive. So this whole thing, you know, maybe some training needs to be done, but definitely the guy that shot or whoever it was that shot, administrative leave until pending investigation to find out why, if there was no firearm involved.
Okay. So maybe some training, maybe some administrative punitive damages, but nobody goes to jail. Nobody gets a no bill in a grand jury.
Yeah, nobody was the suspect
unless Lawyer Joe is your district attorney. Then you don't need a grand jury anymore. You just need another courtroom.
What was the suspect hit?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, so nobody was shot Sunday. Yeah, I no bill, no grand jury. Just like that. Like I said, administrative leave, investigation, and retrain.
Okay. Jason.
That's everybody falls to training all the time. In fact, the Hennepin County attorney wants to train all the cops on how to release people from prison, I guess. But anyway, in this case, I'm going to go back to everything I've said every week here is take control of the scene. If this vehicle was involved in a pursuit a week ago, that's a felony and treat it like one. The fact that they let him go back in the car should have never happened. The shot, I'm sorry, but I agree with Attorney Joe that that's a bullshit shot. Even the cops said he grabbed me. That's not deadly force. So sorry, but Attorney Joe, I kind of agree with you on this one.
Well, you're going to lose some followers for that statement, but I guess you're a big man. You're a big boy. You can do that.
No, you won't. I got plenty of them. I'll give you some.
Well, let me ask you this. And Jason, I agree with you. If you don't have control of the scene, you got a problem. I would say that there's probably a different way, and I'm going to go back again on the seasoning of the officer. And I think the folks have been in law enforcement long enough. You know who the old heads are. They can almost handle any situation to cool, and they kind of talk to people like people, or they know how to talk to people. It's just something you learn. I don't think that that sergeant first class there, who's got he's a at least a shift sergeant, or he may be even a special enforcement sergeant. Basically, it's not your car, it's mine. We're seizing it. I think he should have explained a little bit more and got built again once a bit more report, have some sort of control there. But I don't really fault the officers on that. But I think they're very green. I think we had the sympathy fire because, folks, that's what that was. She thought her officer had been shot. She said, I thought I heard a shot. She looks through the car because she's standing on the driver's side, and she sees her partner falling backwards on his back. And she hears a bang and sees this guy running. She pulls out her piece and she pops one off. And then I think she was processing in her mind about whether she really actually heard a shot or not. But yeah, I'd say that was not a good shoot. It could be some administrative action on that. You're responsible for every bullet that goes leaves your firearm on that. But what do you think about that, Jason? Did you see some greenness in the actions of these officers?
100%. The other thing too is I think the shoot might be okay in court because it's based on her perception at that time of what a reasonable person would have done. So if in her mind she thought that her partner was shot, that'll come up in court. But no, I officers right now need to really learn how to read people a lot better than they do.
No, I agree. And I'll tell you, that's one of the finer things about being a finer art about being a police officer. And I've met some guys that have really, really got it. They can almost walk to any situation. They know exactly what kind of tone or what temperament to take with almost anybody with just a couple of half seconds of observation. I'm pretty decent at it, but I know guys that are a hell of a lot better at me. I know an officer that he can tell you go to fuck yourself 10 ways to Sunday, and you just shake your hand and walk off thinking, what a nice guy. But he can damn sure let you have it. Uncle Buck says secure him first, then take care of the car. Do not let him back in the car. I don't disagree with you. I think in this situation you have fictitious plates. I'm going to go ahead and effect arrest, and I'll explain to you what's going to happen to your car once you can't really bitch and moan about it, and I'll do an inventory of the stuff inside. But Vet, let's jump in here, Vet and Bruce. Give us your assessment on it as well, and I would say, I'll give my vote. My vote is a no bill. I think there might be some departmental issues that we deal with, maybe on several angles on that. It's maybe some retraining, but it would be a no bill for me. But Bruce or Vet, come on, guys.
Well, I would vote no bill. Keep it short and sweet.
Yeah. So I mean, you kind of see it. You don't disagree with either my okay. Well, Lawyer Joe's got a slightly different angle than Jason and I. Lawyer Joe says these mofos need to get them and Alan Jackson on their side. So you vote no bill, so you're not on Lawyer Joe's side. I just want to hear you say it with your own words. In your own words.
You're trying to put him in a position.
I'm not.
Nice.
Raise your right hand when you say I disagree with Lawyer Joe.
He doesn't have to put me in a position. I'm not on your side on this one, Lawyer Joe. No, that guy just acted guilty. I could smell his guilt through the screen.
Blocked and reported.
You know what that was? That was a little bit of this. Got Lawyer Joe up on that one. Okay, but now we're going to go to Vet. Vet, you on Lawyer Joe's side or you on Jason's side?
The wrong side. Wait, Jason agreed with me.
Not totally. I agreed with you on the
first
part of it. Okay, fine.
No, Jason. I don't think Jason was signing any indictments of when he was sitting on the grand jury on that. I think he no-billed it. And
Yeah, that female officer.
You were like, build more courts because I'm going to get the waitress that served them at lunch, and she's going to jail too.
Quite possibly.
And give them the energy to do so. Shane says at the very end of the video, when the officer was walking the suspect away, I think the officer said something in reference to there being a gun. I heard that too, Shane, but I couldn't confirm it in anything I could read. But that is what the officers, I think, claimed, is that inside the car he was reaching for a gun, which kind of makes the, I don't. But I'll go back to this. Even he was reaching for the gun when old girl popped off that round and sent it down range. She didn't know that was reaching for a gun. She saw her officer fall to his back. She heard a popping sound, which could have been him hitting the door as he was running by, and she was going to put a drop in him on the way out. Which, yeah, it's a little shaky.
Female cops overreact all the time. There, I said it all the time.
You're not here to stereotype. Everybody can be trained, but I think
not a stereotype.
So, well, then you agree then with us at this point that the outcome of this should be a no bill. Nobody's going to prison for it, but there damn sure should be some training and rethinking.
Well, she should lose her job for sure. She should lose her job.
That's not going to prison. So
whatever.
So you agree then? That's what the department wants to do is lay them off. That's not my business. Cool.
You could say my name is Joe, and I would disagree.
Moving on to the next
video. Right. Okay, hold on. I'll give my opinion real quick before you.
Come on, Vet.
Guys, we got one more video we want to get to, and we're running out of time. Go ahead, Vet.
All right, real quick. No bill, but she either needs to be fired or retrained. A loud bang, it's like the Acorn cop. A loud bang or a loud noise isn't a gunshot. You're an officer, you should know what the fuck a gunshot is. So no, she is totally freaking wrong in that. So yeah,
right,
fire,
we're gonna take
or
up
whatever, but I wouldn't put her to court and put her in prison though.
We're going to take up the standard at what one is held to when it comes to reasonable or justifiable homicide or justifiable use of force in the after party, because it's going to take a bit longer. Guys, I'm going to give it I'm going to get enough time to do this next video in, and we haven't gotten through to the videos that we wanted to get to, but we've got some good ones. But I want to go this one. This is one we've been talking about all week. Actually cost me a follower because I pushed back on this welfare check. They send SWAT out to do welfare checks on just to make sure somebody's okay because they're not answering the phone. Let's watch this one.
Hey Joe, how many more videos do you have?
I've got 3, including this one.
Okay, because I was wondering what you think about maybe pushing Friday night shows to 3 hours.
since it's a weekend for everyone.
You know what? If everybody's okay with it, we'll stay here and we'll run these next 3 videos. I'm okay with
Let's
that.
do it.
Everybody,
Roll it.
Fine.
All right.
I'm not going anywhere. I
Everybody
got to argue
roll
with
it.
people later anyway.
All right, but Joe, I need you to start making your arguments. They call them briefs for a reason. Here we go.
He just hit. He just hit. Hold on. Haven't heard a bang yet. Fire extinguisher. Heads up here. Heads up here. Stepping up. Watch. Wait. Ted. Bang out. Shots fired! Ted's hit! Justin, I got you! Go get him! Get him! Got him! Here, pull! It's my arm, my left arm! See him! Back! Get up! I can't help me! Jesus, he's inside? You got him down? Get down! Get down! Are we going in?
Hey, I need something here now. Josh, I need another one. TC!
Here. Got it.
Quick.
No. There. The front. I don't feel it.
I need to check your left side. I want you to go to your back. Okay?
Here. Is this okay or no? I don't know. Emily?
Yeah.
Right here.
Yep.
He's not going to be able to. If you can't breathe, Jay, go to your side. I can breathe.
Okay. Stay right there for me, please.
I'm not moving.
Okay.
Who's down?
The bad guy.
Thank you.
Stay right there for me.
I need to go on my side.
Okay, go on the side.
Come towards me. Okay. The only thing I haven't checked is his right.
All right, Jay, I'm doing a check on you, all right?
Okay.
I'm taking your vest off. If you can help, that's great. I got you, Jay.
Sounds like we got one in custody.
I'm doing a check, Jay. Check for blood. Hang on. Danny, can you check my hands after I do this?
Nope.
You see anything?
Nope.
I'm sorry, Jay. I gotta cover your mouth a little bit.
Do you have pain anywhere else besides your face? You're good.
No.
I had to cover your mouth.
Ambulance. Another ambulance force at addiction. Jam Diamond Silver's motor second rest of the house.
Who else is down?
Tad got, but he got up and walked, so.
Jump for that.
Yep.
You good, John? I'm good. Coming in the house. Blue coming in the house.
Need a medic.
You're inside?
Yes.
Medic inside.
Okay. I want to talk about the tactics on this first before we get into the backstory on the welfare check. And you know what? I want to go to Vet LT3 first. This was I'll tell you, it was a tactical team, whether they call themselves SWAT or SRT, but this was a tactical team that was making a tactical entry into an unknown, either a barricaded person or it could be possibly a deceased person. They didn't know at that point. But they had a good video of their stack as they moved up, the things that they did, their crosstalk, and all that business. Give me your assessment on the training level of this team.
I mean, so up to the point of entry, everything was great. The only problem I have a problem with is they didn't bang before moving in. It's like they were in a rush to get in without doing the bang first, which caused officers to get shot first. You do the bang, disorientate the person inside, and then they can still get shot, obviously, when they walk in. But it was like they were moving in before the steps. They were rushing to step 2 before going and finishing step 1. That's the only problem I have with that part.
Okay, so you're saying that the flashbang should have been. Give me the sequence of the flashbang again.
Well, it looked like they were as soon as they busted the door down, the one that knocked down the door stepped off, and then when they started to flood in, but then you hear one person say, "Wait, bang, bang, bang," and so like one person was like, "Yo, we're rushing in," without throwing the bang in there first, which is what you want to disorientate the person inside before shots pop off. And it almost seems like simultaneous where the shots went off and the bang was going off, and then the shots stopped. So I mean, it could have
Okay,
been
you see the
beneficial or
video now,
not,
right?
you know.
You see the video. They're making
Yeah.
their approach
Yep.
to the door. I think we're 3 man deep.
Yep.
Do you remember who throws the bang? All right, let's.
No, because the body cam we show is not angled
Okay.
enough to where you see the person throwing the bang.
Okay, let's take a watch. All right, so we've got breach. Doors open. Breach man's out of the way. Number 1 man goes. Have we banged yet? Let's listen.
See, there's the bang right after. So they were already going in. There's the bang right there, the big flash. So they did it backwards.
Let's do it. I tell you what. Let's do it again before we make our minds up. Let's do it again with audio and see if we can pick up the bang. And pay attention where they're at. Right now, we're watching the breacher. He's about to square the door.
Wait. Bang out, bang out.
Okay, so you're saying the delay of the bang. It seems like your number 2 guy who was supposed to put the bang in when the door went open, like he or your number 1 man didn't wait. Maybe that's a better example, right?
Correct. Now, like I said, it couldn't been anything in the fight. Obviously, you know, it could have still happened the way it ended or how it transpired. It could have went that way. But what I'm saying is they didn't follow that procedure properly. I mean, you could see where the first number 1 man was going. Number 2 man stopped all of a sudden, ran into the back of his vest because they're saying, "Wait, bang!" And then all the person's like, "Oh shit, yeah!" And then it's like a little chaos right at that important point.
Okay. I see another tactical issue there that may kind of negate your argument, and that is that they're not undercover or at least concealment to have that bang deployed before they hit that fatal funnel. They're actually, the way this door opened up, there's a 90-degree wall there. They're against that 90-degree wall, essentially putting them into the fatal funnel, so that even waiting on the deployment of a flashbang could be dangerous. And it was. The guy was in the doorway shooting into the doorway, so they were getting fired before the guy could get the flashbang off. So I don't know that it would have mattered, but you're right. The bang should have been first. There should have been a bang pause. Technically, it is, but other than that, what do you think about the and Big Ron? Jason, you guys jump in on this conversation. Do we think this team was somewhat trained? Think they do training once a month?
I don't know. This seems kind of disorganized to me. Jason might have a better insight on it, him being active still, but this seems disorganized. That they didn't train, they didn't prep. Am I seeing that wrong, Jason?
I don't know if I go there. What I'm seeing is that if this was a team that I was involved in, I would have raked a back window and had 2 teams. I'd have a back window rake, and the front side is the entry team. So the back team rakes the window, throws in the flashbang. Once the flashbang is deployed and goes off, they hit the front door. The purpose of a flashbang is to create a distraction. So if this guy is focused on the front door, create the distraction from the backside, and then hit the front door. So I would not ever, and then on top of it, on the front door, I would probably have a body bunker on the stack, be right behind the ram, and after the ram hits the door, after the flashbang goes off, that guy backs off, body bunker goes in first, and then you have lethal, less lethal. But I would have done a distractionary device other than the front door.
And by body bunker, you mean having a guy up there with a shield?
Yes.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I agree with that. That would have been the proper stack. I agree.
Let me jump in and give just an overall impression of this, and see if I say this in my military guys and Jason, see if you don't see the same thing that I see if you look at it through these lenses. They're not bad. They know the language. They know what they're doing. They've had some training. It's not the first time they've showed up and they said, "Hey, when we get up there, this is what we're going to do." I mean, they have some SOPs and some procedures. The dump of the fire extinguisher in the yard, and he calls it out, just like you do when you're in like basic SWAT school or when you're these other schools and you're in training. When you're training, you'll call things out so that everybody knows it's been done. This is being done throughout this. I think this is a new team. I think that they are doing some pretty regular training, and I'll give some other examples in a minute after I get your opinions. But I think they're doing some pretty regular training. I don't think they have any experience. I don't think they have the tactics down yet. They just know what they're supposed to do, what a stack is, drop a fire extinguisher here. And Jason is 1000% right. I got to the point where I would hardly put a flashbang through a doorway. Drop it in the back of the house. Do it before you hit your front door. You want everybody to go, damn, something's going on back there, and before you know it, I'm inside your house because we can get in pretty quick. But absolutely in this situation, I don't know where you're at. I'm going to dump it. I'm going to try to draw your attention elsewhere from my entry point. But I want y'all to listen to this, and my military guys and Jason, pay attention to the real live first aid they're giving over there, and tell me if that doesn't look like a triage event or a training, an FTX training exercise where you have to deal with casualties. Just listen to their language.
Heads up here. Heads up here. Step it up.
Actually, you know what? I don't want you to watch the whole thing, so I'm trying to convince you of my opinion. I want your opinion. Big Ron, what's your opinion? You've been on the flight deck. You've done drills and training. Your guys can operate without him. You have to sit down and draw a picture for him every time you ask him to do something.
No, I think I agree with you. That was definitely, training 101. That was word for word or motion for motion, for a triage. Roll you on your side. Go to the next step. Go to the next step. Go to the next step. I agree with that.
Shane, we're going to get into why they're there in the first place. We're just hitting the tactics right now, but we're going to circle back around and talk about why they were there on this. In fact, if you'd like to type out, or just tell me yes or no, were they there for a welfare check? They breached this door for a welfare check? Just give me a yes or no on that one before we move on. But I've already heard from Vet. Jason, what do you think about my opinion?
I actually was impressed with the medic, and I don't know, was she SWAT or was she a medic SWAT? But I was impressed with the injury treating, to be honest with you.
They actually, if you'll read the thing, the medic was actually hit in the doorway, 2 shots to the plate. So he was actually incapacitated. That wasn't the medic.
What the hell's the medic doing at the doorway?
He was in the stack.
Okay, that's wrong.
Okay. Let's bump through it. Go back and look at look at them giving the first aid in particular in almost maybe the half-ass lens I gave. Here we go. I've got it turned down. We can talk as we get through this.
Bang out, bang out.
Yeah, I do agree. It was textbook, the way he was putting his hands, checking for blood, and taking off his vest.
Hang on, this injury evac is a good example. To watch this.
Here, pull. It's my arm, my left arm. Sam, back.
It's my arm, my left arm.
Get up.
I'm fucking pulling on it.
Jesus, he's inside.
It's only gonna hurt for a second.
Poor guy.
You got him down? He down?
They don't have the pull tabs on the back, the hook, the rads on the back of their vest.
I'm sure they do.
Is that a ghillie on the golf cart?
Got it.
Yeah, it certainly looks like a
it's not the police
camo net.
I need to check your left side. I want you to go to your back.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, Joe. Is that she's like step for step. Let me check your left side. Let me check your right side. Take off your gear.
Right here. Yep.
You got the next person opening up
If she's being evaluated, she will pass with flying colors.
Oh, flying colors. She would be the top of the class.
Who's down?
Got clear his weapon. I understand he's holding on to it real tight, but he got clear his weapon.
Okay, go on the side. Come towards me.
I'd be like, y'all get a box down here. You don't kill the son of a bitch. Ain't no reason for you to be doctoring me up. You can kill a real doctor.
I'm taking your vest off. If you can help, that's great. I got you, Jay.
Sounds like we got one in custody.
I'm doing a check, Jay.
Well, old girl, cool hand loose, didn't she?
Yeah, the vocalization. You're right, Joe. It's step by step. I'm taking your vest off. I'm now going to check your leg. I'm now going to remove your shirt. That's trauma training 101.
Yeah, what got me was like he's telling the other guy, check my hands when I'm done. And it's like, yeah. But listen how cool old girl is.
But he got up and walked, so.
You'll hear her talk on the radio. She's just cool as a fan.
You good, John? I'm good. Coming in the house. Blue coming in the house. You're inside? Yes. Medic inside.
There you go. I think that's a part-time team on the sheriff's office. It's not a full-time team. They don't train every day, but I think they do I think they've done some diligent training. I think it's a new team and they've done some diligent training at least once a month where everybody gets together, smaller departments to do that. But I think they've got no season to them. And they probably need somebody with a little more season, I think, maybe leading them. But good communication is, I guess, what I'm saying, tactical wise. But the tactic wise, they're absolutely wrong. If they dumped that in the back, or if they'd made that breach up and over and got themselves at least some cover instead of standing in the middle of the doorway waiting on a flashbang to go off, that might have been a little different. But I don't believe any officers were killed. Some non-life threatening injuries, and I believe the suspect inside died. But he gets there. He's got a knife, handgun, a rifle, and some pepper spray, I believe. And he was laying in ambush and had made threats earlier. Now, this was put out. Shane says it was reported that there was an incident hours earlier. There was a welfare check called in for the incident, and it's been reported that the earlier incident was domestic and one party was removed. What happened was at about 8:13 in the morning, the residents of this house, a mother of the dead man and the sister of the dead man, they all lived in the same house together. They make a phone call saying that their brother has got a gun, is threatening to kill them, and they're scared it's a domestic. Officers arrive. They get there within minutes. By the time they get there, the mother and sister had walked outside because they feared for their life. They try to make contact with the guy inside. He wouldn't respond back, wouldn't respond to cell phone attempts to make contact or call outs on the vehicle PA. From then, they do what they're supposed to do. They notify that they have a possible barricaded person. He's made he's made threats, articulated threats to danger to himself and danger to others. They can't, and he's armed with firearms, so they really can't leave him there. They maintain position. SWAT and hostage negotiators arrive about 9:13. They attempt to once again make contact. They get this cordoned off and surrounded like they do. They've got a barricaded person. They attempt to make contact. They can't make contact through PA, through his cell phone number, and I don't know whether it means the methods they may have used to try to make contact. And at 11:58 or 11:54, almost noon, is when they decide to make a breach. I don't know if they heard gunfire or I think they suspected that he had killed himself, because that was one of the threats that he was making. And that wasn't the case once they breached the door, go in. I think with some better tactics, it would have been a better outcome. But the tagline out there that the law enforcement used to ram in a forcible breach on a welfare check and killed a man is blatantly untrue. This was at 11. This is noon is when what you saw in the video happened. But all this began at 8 o'clock, and there was no break. It was continuous from the first time the 911 call was made.
No Bearcats. Nobody has a Bearcat.
It's a small sheriff's department, is what I'm telling you. I can tell by the training. These aren't guys that work together every day. Like in my sheriff's office, the reason that the task force was the SRT is that we could train. We could train and we work together. We all know each other. So we're with each other all the time. And we also had time that, dope deals happen when we schedule them. So I can go to the range on any day and do any types of training or go to schools. So that's the reason my sheriff's office had the SRT team was the same as the special investigations and the task force.
Based on what you just read, Joe, I don't know why they would want to make entry. I would have peppered the shit out of the inside of that house. You don't need to make entry. He'll come out on his own.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I'll say that I think there's some lack of seasoning in that department. Is what kind of was my point. The well-trained people, but they have no tactics. They know the mechanics and nuts and bolts. They know what they're supposed to do, but they haven't had a lot of call-outs. Number one, so it's something they learned through experience. And you don't have any seasoned officers on there to help make some of those tactical decisions. The one to me that screams the most is that why would you make entry at that door? You go to any door in that house, that was the worst door to make entry in, because once I open it up, I'm in the fatal funnel. Not just me, everybody with me in a line's in a fatal funnel. It was horrible. But no, I agree. They had all the days they could have waited it out. You could hit ferret rounds with the damn thing, put gas through the windows. There's a lot of things you could have done. And then maybe 3 hours probably wasn't long enough to wait. But, I've pushed it before too, and gone a little sooner than we had to, but it worked out for me. I didn't kill anybody. I might have burned a house down once.
Congratulations.
Yeah, we'll tell that story in the after party. It's actually a pretty good story. The landlord actually thanked me after it happened, because he got to build him a new house and get rid of the renter that was there. So B says she agrees to the peanut gallery. I'm going through some of the answers up here. Welcome, B. Glad you're with us. So anybody want to talk about the or did I explain that this is the welfare check well enough? Lawyer Joe, do you want to make a 1983 case out of this?
Absolutely not. I see everything. I heard you. You must be talking about the follower we talked to last night.
Oh, Smokey?
Yeah.
Well, we're not friends anymore because you're right. He tried to call me out on this. Is how could
That's
I
why he's the one you said you lost a follower, and I'm like, well, that really wasn't a loss, but no. And it's so funny because when the female, look, it was a female who acted rationally in that situation, but that's exactly what I did in like Army first aid. And you're like, do this, do that, say this, do that, pull this. Does this work? I don't know. And I'm like, I was like,
You know what? I
flashbacks.
apologize. I forgot that you're a veteran as well, but you know exactly what I'm talking about, right? That looked like
Oh yeah.
that looked like some training classes, and you're calling it out so the grader makes sure that he knows what he's doing.
Right. I
Yeah.
mean, that was stuff we did. I mean, I was just a reservist, so, but just on FTXs and stuff where you're like, okay, now we got to practice this. I'm like, but do we? And yeah, you had to get all the stuff out of the mark stuff, and the graders going around making sure you pulled out the right yellow things and the right red. Yeah. All that. And it was textbook. She did it right. It was just kind of funny.
Yeah, no, there's a task in the infantry on employing, I forget what it is, like an M24 anti-tank mine. It's a tilt rod mine. And it's a task, was part of the 37 infantry task. So you get graded on it to get that EIB badge. But it's also something you get graded on all the time. You need to be able to do it quickly. And part of the task is to deploy it and then recover it, because you put that mine down and then you'll pick it back up. And it's mandatory. These are all training aids. So you can take there's a plug in the bottom with a screw plug that you can unscrew with your hands. And even when you get them in real, you can usually unscrew them with your hands, but you may not be able to. And there's a wrench inside the box. So when you're doing it, you have to use the wrench, but the wrench will slow you down because you're under time, right? So there's got it where you pick it up and you just letting the instructor know, I know to use the wrench. I'm using the wrench, turn, and then you put the wrench down and finish it out with your hands. But that's what it reminded me of when he's like, using my hands, I'm touching it, check my hands to see if I've got any blood. It's almost like these training classes.
I got a quick question.
Go.
So did was that guy shot in the face, or I still question, why are you wrapping gauze around a guy's nose and mouth? Was he shot, or was it just a bloody nose?
I don't know, man. I'll be honest with you. If that had been me and I was shot there and you're going to wrap my head up like that. I'm like, hey, suspect dead? Yeah. Then drive an ambulance right here to where I sit and pick my ass up and take me to the hospital and get me to a real doctor. What the hell are you doing? I'm not trying to look like Popeye's medic shop here.
Nothing wrong with Popeye.
Well,
I thought that too, Jason. I was like, did he get shot like maybe in the cheek or something? So she was trying to, I don't know. That was weird.
I think he took one in the upper chest or shoulder, to be quite honest with you. Maybe the neck. I'm not sure what was going on with his head. If he took shrapnel and maybe had a glancing blow there, but I don't believe it was a direct hit to his skull. Hey, let's don't forget about the buddy extraction, the buddy aid they did for our partner that was down out there with a arm wound. They reached down and grabbed his arm. He's like, "I'm shot in my left arm." He's like, "Oh, you're gonna be okay." He's like, "No, quit dragging me by my left arm, you son of a bitch. That hurts." Hey, did y'all notice what happened after that? When they let him go, he like rolls to his right and like stands up. He's thinking, "You fucking dicks, you dragging me around." But now all that was training is what I saw. They went to their battle drills, and quite honestly, that's good. I'm glad enforcement agencies are doing it, but they need more. All right, guys, we're gonna go to the Atlanta pursuit. This is a pretty decent one. Pidgey says she just ran across that and gave the background to the original post because it was misleading. I haven't seen it right on X yet, to be honest with you guys. That entire post, they make it look like law enforcement. Somebody's not answering the door, call a SWAT team, and we're gonna kick it in and kill them because they're not responding to us, and that's not what happened at all. Here we go to the next video. This is the Atlanta pursuit. It's exciting.
137, you still alive?
A firm, Fair and Peters, permission to pit.
Stay red.
Copy. Should be coming up to Whitehall next. Stand by.
Is that a Tesla?
Is that Vet talking? Does that dude not sound like Vet? Now that I've said that, y'all listen to him.
Sounds like you're alone. Do you still have a secondary unit?
That's a negative. Continuing over McDaniel.
That
Yes, I
sounds
do have a
like
secondary unit, if I can call it.
That's bad.
It's Vet.
Yeah, he sounds
Of course,
like
brother.
Alright, Phoenix, we got it. Let us call it. We got it.
Peters going westbound.
You got that cool slang to it. I like it.
Westbound Peters.
A Tesla?
Westbound on the Whitehall, coming up the Oak. Long lanes of travel, gonna be going 70 plus, still on Whitehall.
Heavy traffic over here, y'all. Heavy traffic over here.
You can't take my swag. I don't like that.
Whitehall, crossing over RDA.
Heavy traffic over here, y'all. Heavy traffic over here. Almost 41. We are still south on Whitehall, crossing over RDA.
60 miles, wrong lane, travel again, back on the right side. Green safe.
That air unit's doing a good job of calling that.
Nice traffic over here.
41 team, you're going to pitch, man.
It's just crossed over Lee. Still on Whitehall, you got heavy.
Fiji's voted. Does sound like you did.
Phoenix should be the only one talking on this radio.
We're still on Lee. Ooh, 41 spinning out. He's
Gonna be Lee. Just gain control. We gain control.
spinning out. It's gonna be
Nice stats,
right
man.
on Lee. He just gained control. We gained control. Continuing on Lee. The vehicle is slowing down. Still with it. Just stopping in the middle of the intersection. The vehicle
He's
has
voted
stopped.
for that as well.
Be at Lee and Oakland. Lee and Oakland. You got a driver running out. I'll stay with the
Hey, coming up on your six. Hands. Don't you fucking move. Hands up. You're gonna crawl over this seat with your hands up. You understand me? Let's go. Crawl, motherfucker. Crawl now.
If you don't crawl, you'll get tagged, bitch.
On the ground. Don't you move. Hands down.
Hey, you got him? I'm gonna go with him.
Don't you move. I swear to God.
Hey, are you good?
Stand by.
I got a question.
Go.
I got a question.
But it's not question time. It's not talking time. Any guns in the car? Come over here. Scoot, I don't give a fuck what you gotta do. Let's go.
Vet ain't got no
Don't
time for
move.
these
Face
fools.
down. Don't move. Face down. Don't move. Stop moving.
The way they're talking, it's like Jason speaking through
Black
that.
sneakers. Alright, he's gonna be
I got cuffs.
I'm sorry, sir. I didn't know.
No, you're not. You're good. Got him.
Well, V's throwing some compliments to Jason. He says, "I like the way they're talking to gain control of the scene," like Jason says.
Right here.
Not wrong.
I got some scissors.
Watch yourself. Watch yourself. Stop moving. Stop moving them. All right, he's good. He's good.
So it started out as a report of a shooting. And then wound up being a pursuit. Give it to me, Big Ron. What's your thoughts? Besides 100%, that was Vet. That was his audio in this. I'm 100%. Besides that, what do you think?
Well, that they were driving a Tesla. They weren't going to catch that. I've got a fast car and I can't catch Tesla. Yeah, they weren't going to catch that Tesla. Yeah, that was a crazy situation. Seemed like a little bit of disorganization there. I agree with you. I think the helicopter pilot was doing a great job of calling that, but I don't know. That was kind of a disorganized situation. I don't see any problems with it though.
Well, with the whole pursuit and all, so you're good with everything is great. What about Lawyer Joe?
I'm sure Big Ron is fine with me too. I'm awesome. Oh, you mean the video?
Cheese and rice.
I can't help it. Like, being a smartass is my first language. I didn't see any problems with it. Honestly, the guy, when he lost control of the car and regained it, I was kind of impressed. I was like, damn, that dude. So there were 4. Did they get all 4 of them? We only saw 3, right? Or did we see all 4?
I think we only saw 4. Only 3. I'm not sure if they got all of them, but I didn't do any research on it. I'm not
I didn't know. I thought I'd ask. It is question time. That cop cracked me up. Vet cop cracked me up. It's not question time. But
No,
it sounded like
question time.
It sounded like Jason speaking through Vet's voice with the whole took command of the situation, told the guy what he was going to do, didn't fuck around with him. Is like, look, this is how we're going to do. I'll go home, do what I tell you to do, and they did. And I was like, but damn it, if I couldn't stop hearing, like I'm just like, that's an Army veteran right there. No, I didn't have any problem with any of it. I was impressed with the kids driving, to be honest with you.
Okay. James, can you pick this apart? We got any comments in the audience out there? Can we move on to the next video? Everybody's kind of cool with the way just a cool video.
That seemed like a cool video to me. Proper use of force, no bill. Everything's good.
Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I agree with what's been said. I think we can move on.
Yeah, no, and Vet's going to have to move on too. Otherwise, he's going to have to go on the other side of Joe, and that's just going to make him look like, I don't know, a liberal. So let's move on to that. Jason, any critiques you got there, or do you feel the same way as everyone else?
Just not knowing the reason for the pursuit. I thought the pursuit was reckless. You got a helicopter in the air. You can back off and not continue chasing so hard. But
it was a fresh pursuit from a shooting. I don't know how many victims were in the shooting, but it was a fresh pursuit from a shooting with armed suspects.
Okay, I'm good with it. And I love the fact that cop was telling him. I love the authority the cops had.
No, I agree. They made no bones about it. We're not here to discuss anything. You're going to do what I ask you to do. You can do it now because the next thing's force, and I'm here to apply it. So I agree. I think that was overall pretty good. Good job, Atlanta. Let's say that. Let's go to Blount County, Tennessee. Blount County, Tennessee. See if we have the same feelings.
329, 376, be advised that mail just called back in. States if you guys enter the household, it's stated if you guys enter the household, you're going out in a blaze of glory.
What were you saying, Bruce Wayne?
That was me. I said I cannot confirm or deny my whereabouts during that phase.
thought Bill was get a voice analyzer. You're done, dude. I got you.
Temple. They say that the occupants are in the
Show me your hands! Show me your hands!
He just opened the door on us. We got him at gunpoint and ran back into the house. Come on, fall back, fall back. Shots fired. Shots fired.
Stay down. Stay down. Stay down. Shots fired. We're taking shots.
We're pinned down behind my vehicle, taking shots.
306 unit 3, did you copy? What's location? 1105 Jacob Springs. I'm about 3 minutes out.
At least one of them's got a long gun.
It's the second house on the right.
Can you see him at all?
No.
Okay.
We got no visual.
Are you guys in?
I wish he would keep his finger off the trigger on the pistol.
Yeah, I agree with that. Keep his booger hook off the bang button.
You got visual?
No.
Looks like they need an LPBO.
Go forward for now. Hold the channel.
On the emergency traffic.
At this point, time is on their side.
Still no visual.
You good? 329, 10 leg, right leg. What's up, man? Get back here.
I need a tourniquet.
You got one?
Right here. Get it on.
Watch, cover us. 329, 10 leg. Table.
Where you at?
Behind his cruiser on the front.
Cover. Take my route. Cover.
I'm gonna set up in the back so he can't come out. Table. Where? Can you guys you get your stuff and you're just going to shove it in. Block it off. Second house on the right. The first door is the opposite.
I do not have.
Yeah, send you a visual back to the house.
I've got 8 of them.
Yeah, I don't know. I carry a tourniquet and
Oh, fuck.
Let's talk for a minute. I heard Vet say they were doing pretty good. And I think Ron said something about they had time was on their side. Ron, do you think they're in an advantageous position to take fire?
Yeah, I mean they're pinned down. The vehicle is really in the wrong position. They're more concealment than cover. They don't have the ability, that engine blockage, which is what they need right now, is that engine block of both tires to really protect them. We've already got one officer's been hit. The other officer's not returning fire. I give him props on that because he doesn't have a target to return fire to. So time is on their side. They need to get more units into the area. I heard somebody say they needed to get a Bearcat in there. I agree with that too, or an armored vehicle in there. I agree with that too. With that being said, I think both these guys should retreat farther back. They really could have gone back behind the truck that's behind them.
My question was, were they in a good position to receive fire like they're receiving?
Yes.
Okay. Vet, give me your take on just that. Are they in a good position to receive fire where they're at? Give me your take on just that.
They're in a good position. I have no issue with anything. I'm just critiquing looks like the younger officer, finger discipline, not the best. And, having a tourniquet staged on him, asking him, like, do you have a tourniquet? You should have one ready, know where it's at, and apply it quickly and swiftly if you need to.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to go to Jason. What's your opinion on this?
I'm going to go no. Again, my whole philosophy is buy time, slow it down. I think obviously this guy has a rifle. He's at an advantage. He's probably shooting from an elevated position, and they're stuck behind a squad car that's positioned the wrong way.
Just so everybody knows, if you look at the bottom screen, that forward, I believe that's the garage. He's shooting from a garage. Doorway, entry door into a garage way, not actually in the garage, but shooting from the house through the garage, I believe.
Yeah, the squad car is in the wrong position. If I was them, I would seek different cover. I agree. They have concealment. They don't have cover.
No, I agree. For a quick place to go, I think it's okay. But if you'll go back, and I can take it back and listen if anybody didn't hear it, if you'll hear that snapping sound, not the report of the rifle, but those are actually bullets that are flying pretty damn close to those guys, and there was quite a few of them until one finally clipped this guy in the leg. Another trick, if that was me in the garage and I really wanted to hurt the police officer, I start skipping rounds. I can skip rounds off that pavement all day long. It seems like he's got the advantage of ammunition and long rifle. But no, I'm with Jason. Quite frankly, and not cutting these guys off, it's easy to Monday morning quarterback this, but I don't think I would have retreated directly in line with where I'm receiving fire. Would have went left and right and took a position up around a structure there. Is my point of view. But I just want to bring that up, and we're going to keep watching because more is about to happen.
Dude, tourniquet.
Welcome, Stan. Glad to hear.
So wait, they were both shot?
Yes.
They'll have the stage at the intersection subdivision. We got heavy fire coming to the house, and we'll have to do an officer rescue to get him out. Hey, Sarge, we got SWAT coming to you too. We've got a few out. We'll get your armor in a second. Got it. Just start here, okay?
I think he's by the front door. I'm not sure though. We'll use by the front door.
You need hard cover from that brick house behind you.
I don't think so. Can you move?
Be advised, I think he has weapons staged throughout the house. He should be out the front and back.
Myself, hand 76 hit. We need to get out of here.
How can we get to you? Where are you?
Best bet may be bull rushing right behind my car so we can jump in and we need to get the hell out. You alright?
There's some alcohol units staged up. Can they come help us?
Watch out, dude. Here comes that garage.
Give me a unit back here to take up position.
What do you make runs for me? You got contact? Can we move? Damn, dude.
How far out is there yet? Any SWAT personnel tell me how close they are with armor?
Sit down. We need to get the fuck out.
I'm going on scene with you, sir. I'll let you know for sure.
Do y'all see how the adrenaline starts to flow or reverse, and how exhausted they are, and they're almost worthless. They're not even trying to cover the fire or give reports from the house. They're just trying to keep cover so they can get out of there at this point. You want to chime in on that, Jason?
100%. I also I'd be throwing rounds in that garage left and right at this a long time ago. Just suppress the fire. At that point,
I'd have a light magazine, 100%.
Yeah. Yes.
But I think these guys, they got in a position, and you notice that there was a point in there where one of them gets on the radio, starts actually giving some information. They finally let them know some other people that they were shot, other than we're just pinned down behind a car. They're listening to the radio, but they weren't participating in giving incoming officers any directions. There was a point there that he did that, and I think the adrenaline dropped after that. And he's like, "Now just get me the fuck out of here. Sit down. No, get us the fuck out of here," is what he's saying. But I just wanted to bring that point up to kind of pay attention to that. Here we go.
They'll have to the warehouse down without leaving the residence.
You alright?
I'm with you, Jason. I'm surprised they haven't returned fire at all.
Yeah, you good? For now. Get your head down.
Hey, on their side, I mean, these dudes just took the bullets in their legs. Not pleasant. Okay. Actually, I think there's another part of that video that I don't have where they actually did the extraction portion of that. Actually, I'm not sure it's been released yet, but that's the only portion I've got. I do know the story. They finally come in with a vehicle to get in between themselves and the bad guy. Got those two injured officers out of there. There was a standoff. Eventually, they go in. This guy had his wife hostage in the inside. She was okay. I think she was shot, but okay. Suspect was shot. Goes to the hospital, and he's going to survive. I think he's in custody on like $1 million bond. But the report to go there was a domestic disturbance and that he was going to kill any police that come to the house, and they responded with 2 officers. Looks like a sheriff's deputy's office. But I'm going to go to Lawyer Joe because I think you're going to be the shortest argument. But to go ahead, Lawyer Joe.
There's nothing to say. I mean, there really isn't. They didn't. There was nothing. Like, there's nothing to say tactically. I can't comment on it. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm with Jason though. I'd have probably tried to find a building, like the side of those are brick houses. But other than that,
And I'll give you this. There really isn't a lot of other than tactics. There's not a whole lot going on in this video, but the tactics I thought were very interesting. And there's a theme to the videos tonight, and I'll cover that at the end. But this one is actually in that theme, in my
getting
opinion.
called to domestics.
No, well, there's a theme in domestics. They happen more often than most people believe. But no, there's a theme across the videos, and I'm going to kind of close up with that unless somebody picks up on it before then. But so you got no issues with it in tactical, it looks like it just sucks for them type of situation, right?
Yeah, I can't comment tactically, but they were being held down. So
Okay.
I'm with Jason though. I mean, returning some fire, but then again, they didn't know who was there, who might have been inside. So I'm not sure.
That's not the reason they didn't shoot. I don't think they were 100% sure where it was coming from. To be honest with you, I don't think they were
Okay.
keeping their heads up long enough. But I don't think if they knew where that fire was coming from, I'm 100% sure somebody would have been putting fire back in there. You remember there was some crosstalk back and forth. I say the guy was in the garage shooting when the bullets hit the windshield is what makes me believe that. But one of those guys was saying I think he's at the front door, but it's kind of an L shape. It could have been coming from the front door as well. But Bruce, give me your business on this one.
I mean, from my very inexperienced, I didn't have a problem with this. It's interesting hearing you guys talk about tactics, but no, I didn't see a problem from it, or from a civilian perspective.
Okay, Vet, let's go to you. You want to talk about some trigger discipline? Let's go. Let's back this all the way up, and I can put the video up so we can see this. But let's back this all the way up to the very beginning when they make contact. I'm just going to run the video, but give me your opinions. You can start with the trigger discipline now if you like. You with us, Vet?
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm sorry. My phone's having issues, so I'm watching it on the laptop, and so there's a little delay. Yeah, when they fell back and they were sitting behind their vehicles, the one officer definitely did not have good trigger discipline. His finger, you can get a sympathetic squeeze and accidentally, send off a round. Not saying he's not trained enough to not do that, but it's just a precaution. And
Okay,
as far as
go to our video.
tactics are
Pay attention to
concerned,
what's happening now. You seen the dispatch call. Say if anybody comes in this house, you're going to go out in the blaze of glory. Now he repositions the car. He was in a better position before. Now go ahead, Vet. I didn't mean to cut you off. I just want to bring that to attention. That he repositioned the car while the other officer's standing at this open garage door. So you say just lack some discipline on finger discipline. What about any other tactics besides do you agree with us on the cover?
well, right there where he's at right now is perfect. Like they were behind brick, him going further back and then running across the street. He lost ground. I would have just moved to the left, and then you would have been able to know where the fire was coming from. Also, you got to pay attention to the windows, of course. There's other things to it, but where he was at was pretty decent. And then I'm taking it that the man with the long gun was at the vehicle when that officer was up front. You really couldn't tell, but once the shots started going, he could have gave cover for the other gentleman to run up to the right side of the garage, and they would have had a better advantage. But besides that,
You're saying
where they're
something
at
similar.
right now.
Are you saying something similar that I did? Once shots rang out, going back to the police car wasn't the best bet, but doing a lateral position for cover would have been better. Lateral to the target, left to right.
It would have been better. Yeah, it would have been better on the side of the garage. Brick would have definitely helped you.
Okay.
And one thing I got to say is when they're at this area, I don't know if it was just the angle of the video. You can see, if anybody's shot, you're your weapon does release gas, and maybe it was just the haze of the camera angles, but I could have sworn I seen smoke or something like that from the garage. Even if I can't see exactly where he's at, and if I think I see some kind of gas or something like that
Watch,
from your rifle, shooting your rifle,
watch
I
the
would let it
video.
go right into that garage.
Let me tell you this though. Watch the video in the dash cam. It's going to get hit here shortly, and it's there. I think I can see a muzzle flash or a powder flash out of the darkness of the garage, I believe. But there's also right to the left of that, the garage opening is the front door. So when the officer says he thinks he's at the front door, he very well could have been, but it's not so unreasonable for him to think that he was there. But either way, they're still searching for him, and they've got 2 bullets in one each leg. Let's go to Big Ron.
Yeah, I agree with you on Joe. Like I said earlier, they were in a bad tactical position. They should have went to one side or the other of the house, into the house behind them. They could have forced entry. This whole situation was just a bad situation. Don't have much else.
No, I got you guys. Jason, give us a breakdown on this, my friend. You're a SWAT guy.
The initial information that came out, I just question why you just send 2 cops. If somebody makes that comment, in my world, that's not a 2-cop call. And when he comes out, that first officer had cover, he had concealment, he had a gun into the garage door. I question why they gave up space. I mean, they actually had the upper hand there, and they gave the upper hand back to the suspect, and they retreated. So sometimes being aggressive when somebody's trying to kill you, I think I'm just going to go back to the first thing I said. The information that was available, good Lord, this is not a 2-officer response. This is a perimeter. This is a negotiation thing. You set up a perimeter, and you take this shit seriously. And there's a victim inside who's already been shot. I'm questioning the response initially, and I feel so bad for these cops. They did what they could, but that smoke looked like it's coming from 2 different spots, actually. Maybe he moved, but anyway, no, I would have sent more cops there, and I would have approached it from the sides, not from direct on. And once you have that ground, don't lose it.
Tell me what you think they were thinking by moving the car where the original parking at. Okay, you know what? I do see it from the front door area.
I don't know. I think they would have been better off going to. I mean, if I'm in that corner.
Let me ask you this: what do you think they were thinking? Because they got the garage door open, and they're having a belligerent that's in the garage door. He knew that when he was moving the car, but he moves the car. Do you think he was thinking, "Let me get the camera in position there so I can have it on the dash cam," or do you think he moved it for convenience? But he intentionally, while leaving one at the door, he walks back and gets into the car and then backs it into the driveway across the street. Wonder what I don't know what he was thinking. I'm asking you, can you see a tactical reason or
No,
any reason to do that?
none at all. I would have went in reverse on the street. I would have backed off a little bit.
You know what? I'm right. I just saw it from the garage. I bet that cat's going from the front door to the garage back and forth, which is smart. He's changing his position. You know what the cops aren't doing? Changing theirs. I'm sorry, I stepped on you, but I wanted to get your point of view on if you come up with a reason why you moved the car. I couldn't.
No, I don't know. They're pinned down. They set themselves out to be pinned down.
No, I 100% agree. I agree with you on the. It probably should have been a little stronger response than 2 officers. Although I have kind of been to some of those calls before with just 2 officers, depending on street strength, you make contact, but we'd be quick to back out if it went somewhere. But a lot of times you get there and it's not what they say it is. It's somebody just talking shit. But in this case, it was for real. I am disturbed that these officers stayed in that position much longer than I think they should have. At some point, somebody should have gotten a little smarter. And I agree with you. They surrendered terrain very quickly when he was in a great position. Even if he'd gone far left of the house and taken a position on the corner of the brick house to cover the front door and the exit of the garage, or even the house across the street where they're at, they're in a driveway of another house. There's a vehicle sitting directly to their left that they could use for some cover to move towards the house, but get something more substantial between you and that gunfire, I think would have been wiser.
Yeah, I agree. I feel bad for these two guys, to be honest with you.
It looks like they're going to make it. It'll be okay. And you know what? I think probably some lessons learned there. 100% probably some lessons learned there. But folks, that's about it for the night. A good show. I want to thank all my panelists here tonight. Of course, my co-host Bruce Wayne, Big Ron, Vet LT3, for being here and helping us out. Our good friend James, who was in here for a bit, and of course, our all good friend of the show, Jason's and Joe, who are normal contributors to this. I want to appreciate your insight and your thoughtfulness, and enjoyed it tonight. We're going to have the after party kicking up here in just a few minutes, but we're going to go ahead and get this thing closed out. Folks, I'm going to pull you off the screen. If you hang with me for a minute, we'll get the show closed out and the stream ended and have a quick chat.
That I've been reading about, or none that I knew. They never gave me anything.
None of the charades?
No.
You
I
did?
don't even speak to the... I mean, I met that Charlie once or twice. I don't even talk to him.
You don't like him?
No.
There wasn't a conversation between all of them. There was a conversation between Costello and me.
When you went to see him, you were
Night Court with Joe LaNue live on X.